Nice.
Yeah.
And where do you review this at? Just
IMDb.com.
Yeah.
oh.
Wow.
But I know your first orgasm was to the dude you were going to let take your virginity was reading penthouse letters. That's a hard-hitting
What kind of
question.
question is that?
Hard-hitting.
That's wild. What a review.
I'm going to watch this tonight and give my review on the fan page.
Thank you.
So it's a foreign film, and it's not dubbed, so you have no idea what they're saying. And there is a little person whose penis may or may not be getting erect.
Oh,
It's like Schrodinger's cat.
I like how he...
Doug, here is the cover of the DVD
I
if
don't
you
need to
notice
see it. Don't even need to see that.
And there's Panther, and he's got the alfalfa hair.
Yeah.
He really does. Like, what a style. Would you like to see that come back?
I wouldn't
I like
mind
the guy laying in the front.
Yeah, he means business. And he's wearing a diaper.
Oh,
I liked how he makes sure to tell everybody when he said, his balls are the size of dimes. American currency.
That's right.
Right, well, it's a foreign film.
Yeah, it's Hungarian, bro.
Oh, my Lord.
That's not Sassy Cassie on the right, is it?
Oh, we've worked with her. Let's see. Yeah, that did
No,
not
she's never
delight
done- she's
Mike
never done
Matheny.
porn.
Stopped his show right in his tracks.
It did. Oh, boy, and I got heated text messages from the former Cardinal manager.
Yeah, Rocco Siffredi from Hungary.
Doug?
I don't know where he's from. I just don't.
He's the richest porn star of all time.
Rocco Siffredi?
Really?
Yeah.
Is he really?
How do you know?
I read it.
Same place you read goalies have been 7.
He's known as the Italian Stallion, so I don't think he's from Hungary.
That would be tough.
I didn't think it was from Italy.
Well, if you're known as the Italian Stallion, probably Italy.
They're all Wisconsin
I don't know.
players.
I don't think he's from Italy. I thought Lisa Ann said she went to his home country of Hungary to do a seminar with him.
Oh, I take it back. Hungarian model.
Wow.
No,
what a
well,
moment.
He married a Hungarian model.
Oh. Well, who's the Hungarian model? Him or the wife?
Rosa Caracciolo.
Okay.
That sounds Italian, too.
All right.
Hi, Tim. Zoltan was the name of the cult in Dude, Where's My Car? Zoltar turned Tom Hank big. Hope this helps. That's from William Howard Tuft.
Yeah, it's a nice little text in. Thank you.
A man who never throws a gutter, although his mind spends quite a bit of time there. Ken Iggy Strode.
Where'd that come from?
Both of them just added
My Kegler's corner open.
That was
that
Kegler's corner
That
open.
was the open?
Yeah.
Who was that voicing it? Just like a
That was
voiceover guy?
The KFNS voice guy at the
Okay.
time. Yeah, they actually paid for him to do that.
Well, the show was the talk of the town, I understand.
It was a good show, Doug.
Yeah.
Got a great following.
I just can't stop thinking about Panther. His little alfalfa.
The
guy.
alfalfa hair.
The choice of a lawyer is important and shouldn't be based on an ad.
After a serious car accident, people have 2 questions. Why me and what now? Well, no one knows why you, but I'm Terry Crouppen, and my law firm Brown & Crouppen sure can help with the what now. Car repairs, medical bills, lost wages, pain and suffering. We're Brown & Crouppen, and we've got all those answers. All you have to do is call 222-2222.
Rosalita's Cantina is known for having the best patio and the best Tex-Mex in town. From carne con cerveza to shrimp diablo, the amazing menu at Rosalita's is full of classic Mexican dishes. Plus, it's always time for a margarita. Rosalita's has the most delicious house and specialty margs in town. Enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 and brunch at the De Pere location on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 to 3. Check out rosalitascantina.com or visit the downtown or De Pere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalita's.
If you want a first-class, top-of-the-line, high-quality interior remodeling job, you know who I'm going to suggest. Collier & Thompson. Known for their kitchen and bathroom remodels, Collier & Thompson is where you go when you want your remodeling job done right the first time. Collier & Thompson doesn't just do large remodeling jobs. They do plenty of man caves, bars, offices, pretty much anything inside your home. Check out their 10,000-square-foot showroom next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House on Manchester. Let them bring your dream remodel to reality. CollierandThompson.com.
You can get an insurance quote anywhere. What most people are really looking for is someone to help manage the risk of everyday life. Hi, my name's James Carlton, and that's what our incredible team at the James Carlton State Farm Agency do. We work together every day to give customers a first-class experience with insurance and financial products from the leader in the industry. Check us out online at carltoninsurance.net. If your insurance costs a leg and an arm, call James Carlton, State Farm.
This is the one.
Honey, I think you're right. This house has everything we've ever dreamed of. A huge master bedroom, an open kitchen, and a backyard with a fire pit and built-in grill.
I can't believe it. Finally, our dream home. It's absolutely perfect for us.
We owe our realtor big time.
No, you don't. We're just doing our job. At the Jeff Lotman Group, helping you find your dream home is our top priority. Bringing people and properties together. Call us at 314-406-8911 or visit us online at jefflotman.com.
The biggest pro football contests in Vegas are back. Circa Survivor and Circa Million are now up to a record $16 million in guaranteed prizes. 2 ways to win and no rake. Circa Survivor contestants select one team each week with no point spread. Last the longest to win it all with $10 million guaranteed. In Circa Million, make 5 picks against the spread each week for your share of $6 million guaranteed through quarterly and full season payouts. Enter in Nevada. Play from anywhere. Visit circasports.com for details.
This is Eric Conley, the founder of Illinois Recovery Center. At Illinois Recovery Center, our substance abuse treatment goes beyond mere recovery. It's about reclaiming lives filled with purpose, joy, and connection. Our dedicated facility is more than just a place of healing. It's a beacon of hope for individuals seeking to reintegrate into society and thrive in their work, family, and community roles. Our team is ready to help. If you or someone you know wants more information about the Illinois Recovery Center, please visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com.
Hey everyone, CD Longo from Longo Biggs Injury Law here. We want to make it clear, if you get injured and you hire us, Doug or I will be your attorney. You may speak with our staff, but the majority of the communication will be with us. We get to know our clients, we become friends with our clients, and we feel a responsibility to get the best outcomes. We're happy to say that we consistently get compensation on our cases that is much higher than the national and local average. If you need help, find all of our information at longobiggs.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
This is Joe Buck for Sound Story, the perfect Father's Day gift. When I want to see my dad or hear his voice, I can go online anytime I want, but not everybody has that opportunity. Sound Story makes it possible for you. This Father's Day, honor the dad in your life by capturing his life story with Sound Story. Sound Story is a 1-hour interview in which your dad shares his life story with your choice of Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, or Jackson Burkett. Your father's story will be saved in professional audio and video and will be there for your family forever. Just go to mysoundstory.com, enter promo code TMA for 10% off, and you have a Father's Day gift certificate that will mean the world to your dad and your entire family. Imagine always having his voice, his laugh, and his smile, and imagine sharing those stories with your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, and beyond. Simply visit mysoundstory.com to purchase a gift certificate for Father's Day and receive 10% off using promo code TMA. Sound Story. For you, for them, forever.
KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA all day. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After on KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, and Action Jackson.
Well, hello again, everybody. This is the Morning After, brought to you by Brown and Crouppen. My name is Michael Wellington. To my right is Douglas Elvin Vaughn.
That's me. I'm here, present.
Thank you, Doug. Running this ship today is the one and only KG in O-Town. And to my left is the legend, the living legend, Ken Iggy Strode.
Morning.
Thank you for being here, gentlemen.
Well, thanks for coming in here and do this. You would think that the people that work on the show every day could handle the responsibilities, but we lack the talent or the desire to do so.
Yeah, or the know-how or will-how.
Right, we don't have the will-how to do so. So we needed you to come in here and do this.
I'm very pleased to be a part in this role. Certainly it's a tough shoes to fill. Please get involved with us today on the South City Sporting Goods text line at 314-881-TMA5 or call us on the Callier and Thompson phone lines at 636-9004-TMA.
Gentlemen, lots to get to today in this 7 o'clock, Mungan-asked 7 o'clock hour. Doug, you went and saw the Cardinals beat the Pirates yesterday. They climbed to within one game of being at 500, second place in the Central. Rory McIlroy's decision to cancel his divorce seems to have paid off as he shares the lead at the U.S. Open with Patrick Cantaloupe. The Panthers are now one game from sweeping the Stanley Cup over the Edmonton Oilers. Celtics one game from sweeping the Mavericks. The Cosmic Psychos are at the Duck Room tonight, Doug.
What the hell's that mean?
Are you familiar?
No.
It's okay.
The Duck Room, that's on the Loop?
That's right. Blueberry Hill.
I've never been there.
What?
I have never been there.
You're lying.
No, I'm not.
You've never been to Blueberry Hill?
No.
Doesn't that seem odd?
I mean, I can see maybe the Duck Room, but the Blueberry Hill, you never been there for lunch or anything?
I've never been there.
Great food.
Great decor.
Is it? How's the decor?
Well, all kinds of memorabilia, pictures, things like that.
Well, yeah, I've heard about it 1,000 times. Just one of those places I never got around to
The
going.
Loop is maybe the greatest area in the city.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Why
One
do
of the
you say
highest
that?
crime areas of the county.
I had my car broken into at a concert at the pageant one night, so I'm a
Stunning.
little scarred from
Stunning,
that area.
yeah.
What'd they take?
They didn't take anything. They left the change. They left everything. Everything had been rummaged through, the glove box, everything. Just broke out the window. What I was told was...
Is your mic on?
I believe so.
Seems like it.
Okay, I'm not hearing it very well. All right, sorry, go ahead.
That's all right, Doug. But yeah, I was told they like to rummage through. They're looking for guns. And I was not carrying that night, so... Yeah, they didn't take anything.
Is that after the Bush concert?
Black Pumas?
'Cause I was at the Bush concert, and 53 cars got broken into. Mine wasn't one of them.
Yeah.
Which was lucky. I think Liv Maddox's car got busted into.
Where did that 53 number come from? They counted?
The report that came out
Interesting.
said 53 cars were broken into last night.
That's the reason why I don't go up there very often.
But I mean, as far as restaurants and bars and record stores and knickknacks and things like that, it's just a great area just to walk around.
Doug, were there any odd standing ovations at Busch Stadium yesterday when you were there watching? I mean, in favor of the Pirates, I do mean.
I didn't notice any. People certainly appreciated the performance of their pitcher, Keller, who came in with an 8-3 record, but took the loss. And so I assume that a lot of the fans, maybe they hung around after the game when he got on the team bus and gave him some hosannas there.
Didn't Keller get hurt?
I don't think so.
I thought I read one of their pitchers got hurt and somebody else came in.
Oh.
I didn't watch the game. I always read about it.
Yeah.
How were your seats?
This Mark Schwartzweiler or whoever texting every day.
What?
Doesn't watch any golf, has hot takes. I think I watch golf every day. I watched 4 tournaments last week. Then he said, didn't watch Cardinals, hot takes. You don't have to go to the game or watch the game to be able to know what goes on. You can read.
Fair.
So I looked at highlights, and Doug sweated in 95-degree weather.
Did you have good seats?
We had good seats, yeah.
Did you take your shirt off?
Recovering alcoholic from Belleville offered me some seats.
Boy, he just has connections everywhere, doesn't he?
He really does, and his seats are very good. Behind the third base dugout.
What did you eat at the game?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing.
No nachos?
No, I'm not going to pay $20.
But he didn't pay for it?
He didn't give you any spending money with the tickets?
He did not, which, is pretty unusual. No cash at all came with the free tickets. I don't need anything. I have a hard time spending $17 for a hot dog. I really do.
I understand. I just was curious if there was like something that you've gotten every time you go that you had to have again.
You should just went up to Steve's Hot Dogs, told Steve Ewing, I know Iggy to probably take care of you.
I didn't want a hot dog. I didn't have anything to eat because I wasn't hungry, and I'm not going to spend $50 at the concession stand.
What do you put on a hot dog?
I didn't have one.
But if you did.
Ketchup.
What about a bratzel?
I don't want that either. I ate right before I got there, so I didn't have to drop $50 to get a hot dog and a soda.
How much is a beer? Did you see?
I think it's about $15, $17. I got one bottled water. It was $7 for bottled water.
Absurd.
$7. People can hand you free tickets, and you still spend $100 by the time you pay $30 or $40 to park, and then $15, $20 for a hot dog or a Coke. I think that explains some of the low crowds. Why they still announced 30-some-odd thousand people there. There weren't. Maybe, 18,000 there, maybe. But, even if you get free tickets, and there's a lot of those going around right now, you still cough up quite a bit of money.
Did you pay to park? Or did he give you no parking pass?
Parked at Biff's. Biff lives across the street, so I park there. Oh, I got this system.
It's a nice
figured out.
hookup.
It is.
As you park in the old Cameo building, what's in there now?
Nothing. Nothing's in there now.
Why don't you park there?
Because it requires a card to get in.
Don't you still have yours?
Wouldn't work. I haven't been there for 3 years, and the station's no longer there.
Well, Doug, they're already not happy in the text inbox. It's 7:16, and there hasn't been a single text thread. Good job, DeSmet boy.
Come on.
Am I supposed to read the text? Is that part of my responsibility?
No, I told you I would take care of that today, but we had a
okay.
good Cardinals and hot dog discussion going. I didn't want to just interject, but you're DeSmet boy, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, I'm Seckman boy, Brentwood guy, and Kirkwood?
Kirkwood, yeah.
See. Yeah, I'll be reading the text. I'll read the emails. I'm the only one with the screen in front of me, so we'll pepper them in, but I just, Doug had a good flow going. I didn't want to mess with
Well,
it.
bring him at us.
All right, let's see what we got.
We're not
here.
afraid.
Doug, what sort of fixins did you have on your dog?
I didn't have one.
What'd you wash it down with? That's from Brian Henshin, Colts reporter.
I bought a $7 small bottle of water. $7 for a bottle of water. I mean, am I an idiot or what? And people line up to do this.
You were thirsty.
Did you see John there yesterday?
John who?
I don't know, but he texted in. He said, I went to the game yesterday as well and saw Doug filling a water bottle in the men's room sink.
I tried to do that, but the water came out hot.
No, you did.
I did, yeah.
Still have drinking fountains there?
They did. I found a drinking fountain. Yeah. So I finished a bottle of water. Then I said, I'm not paying $7 for another bottle of water.
Again?
It ought to be free. So I went into the bathroom. I thought, I'll just fill it up here, but it comes out hot water. So I had to pour it out. And then right as I left, I said, oh, there's a drinking fountain right there. So I filled up a drinking fountain with water.
I thought that was one of the things they did during COVID, after COVID, is no more drinking fountains because you're putting your mouth and water's coming
They
out where
still
somebody
have
else
them.
put their mouth.
Well, you're not supposed to put your mouth on the fountain.
No, but people do, and then that water's coming out and got their mouth on it.
You see people with their lips over
Yeah, because some of
a
those
water fountain
some of
at
those fountains
Busch
don't-
Stadium.
Yeah, some of those fountains don't work. They just dribble out, so they put their mouth down and suck the water out.
Oh,
And they expect other people to use that
I
fountain.
don't think I've seen anyone do that since grade school. Yeah, but you cannot, I guess they figured out you cannot fill up water bottles in the men's room because the water comes out hot.
They do that purposely, so you got to go buy
Probably.
another one.
Yeah.
Trick of the
Probably.
trade.
Was the men's room crowded when you filled this bottle
No.
up? No. But John was in there.
Apparently
John was there, yeah. Saw Doug filling up.
Yeah, I can't get away with anything anymore.
Tell me about it.
Am I the only one who doesn't like to pay $7 for a small bottle of water?
No,
Is it
I think
just
it's
me?
I think it's more at the Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. I got a water. I don't know what show we were at. I
just
think it was
feel-
Breaking Benjamin. There were 3 bands. Plush was the opening band, an all-girls band who I'd never heard of. Very good.
All girls.
Yeah, but in between, I went and got a water. It was like $9 for a Liquid Death.
Yeah.
It's the only water they sell there, Liquid Death.
Do you like those?
It's pretty good, actually.
I like the Liquid Death. I like the flavored ones.
I just feel like such a mark, such a sucker when I pay $7 for a bottle of water.
But on a hot day,
I know.
is it more important to be hydrated or to save the money?
Well, for me, it was hydrated, and then I tried to fill the bottle up in the men's room.
Were you in
But
the
it doesn't
shade?
work.
Were the seats at
No,
least in the
I was
shade?
not in the shade,
You were
no.
baking.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I mean, you
Might
got
ask recovering alcoholic to buy you something.
Next time that he offers me free tickets, I would assume he'd throw in a C-note.
Oh, I wasn't there.
Surprised you weren't in a box with his
Yeah,
tickets.
I am too.
He probably has a few sets, and he just gave you kind of the low budget ones.
I guess they were about 20 rows off the field behind third base dugout.
He's a good dude.
Nice.
Yeah,
Took me to Olive Oak about 3 months ago.
What'd you have?
I had lamb. No, I had duck. I'm sorry.
Lamb.
Was it gamey?
I had the duck. No, it was. It was duck sliced duck breast, but it was rare.
Usually duck is.
Is it duck à l'orange?
No, duck à l'orange is basically the whole breast and it's covered in orange sauce. This was sliced.
Oh.
Doug, the guy that gave you the tickets yesterday is checking in. He says, Doug, did you find the 8-ball and nude pictures of my wife that I had taped under the seats for you?
Missed it?
You missed it.
I didn't see it, yeah. Maybe I'll go back another game later and look for it.
Poor
Mr.
Ashley.
Licks also says, if you don't have $7 to spend, don't go to the game.
He's such a baller.
He is.
All the money you got, too.
Yeah, I just got so darn much.
Do you think Licks has a driver, or does he have like his own car that he drives, like a BMW or something like that? He probably has a driver, I would think.
He drove himself to the Fan Page Club Championship, to the opening round that day.
Did you see what he was driving?
I did.
What was it?
I'm not going to disclose that.
Lambo.
I know you're kind of in cahoots with him, but it's not a big deal. You can tell us
It
what
was
he
a nice
drives.
car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No driver, though?
No driver that day.
Maybach.
Could be. KG won't disclose.
No.
It's not any better than my mugging ass.
You're really protecting him.
That's my guy.
Wow.
He forfeited to me in the second round of the FPCC.
He forfeited?
Yeah, he had an unfortunate family incident that day. And
So he says.
he sent in some pictures that seemed to prove what he was saying was correct. I have no reason not to believe him.
Pictures
of his wife.
Oh.
No
His
face, no face, just a picture of an arm with a
Like,
cast.
He sent chalk outlines on the sidewalk or something?
Is there lingerie involved in the photos?
No.
No?
No, it was just a normal pic, but she did seem injured, so I have no reason to not believe what he told me. But I took the forfeit win and moved on to the Sweet 16. Did what I had to do.
How long have you kind of been in cahoots with Licks? It seems like, has it been about a year or so?
Probably a little bit over. Yeah, he's championed me from the start, so I have nothing but good things to say about Mr. Licks.
Very interesting.
Zach's wife Gummy on.
KG seems to jump on the bandwagons of people that hate me.
Is that how it
that's
is?
not fair. That's not true.
I think it is.
Who else?
Steve and Wildwood.
I am a Steve fan.
KG.
Wait, do you think Steve hates you? Hate's a strong word.
Well, I shouldn't say. Just goes off of me all the time. He berated me on the air, just like Lisa Ann did.
Have you
I had two people berate me on the air during my own show.
Have you heard from Lisa Ann?
Hell no.
No?
I have no interest in
She's
talking
off the list?
Well, she's blocked on every format I have. So.
Blocked
You
her.
blocked her?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Well, I've got a surprise because Lisa Ann is on the Collier and Thompson phone lines.
Oh, really?
No, that would have been great.
Bring her on and I'll go smoke. It's fine with me.
Darn it.
So, wait, if she did come on the phone line, you would leave the studio and you wouldn't even have a conversation?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't realize it was that contentious.
Well, that's what I did when she was still doing her segments after she berated me. I just leave when she came on.
Okay.
Well, sometimes you leave when she's not on.
Yeah, well,
I need to listen more often. I don't know what's going on.
Iggy's got a big enemy list.
no, not enemies.
Growing.
I just block people.
Iggy, do you feel like you enjoy to be the villain?
I'm not the villain.
That's not what I asked. Do you enjoy it?
I wouldn't know. I'm not really a villain. I don't do anything to
I think
bring
in
on
certain
all this
circles
hate.
you might be a villain in Lix's eyes. You might be a villain in Lisa Ann's.
No, I hate to out Licks, but he's a nice guy. It's just all shtick, just like KG's shtick. I mean, most people are shtick. 99.9% of the people that call in and trash me are just kidding. So, yeah, he's a nice guy. We had a good time on the golf course. Even though he beat me, we had fun. Gave him a nice hug afterwards.
Oh.
Good round. Congratulations.
But Lisa Ann has been banished from the kingdom of Iggy. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I just
producer
wanna-
Joe as well.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that wasn't my doing.
Who? That was his doing?
Yeah, I've tried to apologize to him a couple of times. He says, no interest.
You offered him an olive branch.
No, I did.
He wouldn't accept?
Yeah, but Lisa Ann's never reached out to apologize, so that ship has sailed.
Joe's Italian. They're very stern, and they like to stick to their guns.
No, either way, it doesn't bother me. I mean, I don't miss anything.
Not much bothers you.
Lisa Ann really doesn't do anything that excites me that I miss. So.
A lot of people get excited by some of her activity.
Just goes to Central Park and posts 9,000 pictures.
Oh.
Do you still follow her on the social media?
No, she's blocked and everything.
Block her.
I don't know what I'm hearing in my...
We're not hearing those. You're playing drops, KG.
I'm trying
I think
to.
you're hearing them, but I don't think they're going out over the air.
I don't hear him in my earphone.
Unless
I
you
don't know if
have
that
it,
matters.
you have an audition or...
I've got the Adobe pod up. I don't, maybe I'll just ignore the drops today.
We're off to a good start in the Mung and S 7 o'clock hour. That's all I can tell you.
Well, that's fine. We're a Shishawali program,
Yes.
so it figures that we'd have a Shishawali performance.
You know, the other morning I used the restroom during one of the breaks, and I noticed that we really are secluded in this area, and the rest of the station is beautiful. I mean, there's awards and beautiful photos, and we're just kind of off to the side like a redheaded stepchild.
Well, that's who we are. They don't want us near the talented people.
They know.
For fear that some of the rust will wear off.
We were. Have you ever been in when we were in the other studio?
Yes.
See, we were right on Radio Row. I call it Radio Row.
Well, and then they figured out who we were,
Yes.
and they moved us.
And then said, this is just making everybody else look bad. Just make them a new studio by the bathrooms. They can hear people take dumps.
Oh, this is fine.
So I've heard you guys mention this before. Can you actually hear the people using the
Depends on their stream.
Yeah. If the prostate is in good health, we can.
Okay, good.
That's why I sit down so you can't hear me.
You sit down?
Yeah.
Every time? Like even
I
at the ballgame?
had to admit to it because somebody was making puddles in front of the toilet, and the
So to
Rizzuto
cover your own ass.
The Rizzuto show mentioned it, and somebody said probably Iggy, and I said no, I sit down when I go to the bathroom, so it wouldn't be me peeing in front of the toilet.
Every time you sit down.
If I'm not in a hurry, I mean, if I'm in a hurry, I just kind of let it loose. But if I'm not in a hurry, I relax, sit down, relax.
Have you been doing this for a long time, or is this a new thing where you sit down to urinate?
No, it actually started. You wake up in the morning. Sometimes it's,
No, I don't know.
Kind of standing at attention. Get that morning wood.
There was an arousal level.
No,
Thank you for sharing that.
This morning wood. And then you have trouble aiming. So you sit down.
Oh, my
And then I just started doing that, and I started, it's not bad sitting down and relaxing.
All right, that's enough. That's enough.
So it's just something kind of stuck.
You can email us at themorningafter@insidestl.com and talk about morning arousal if you wish.
But you don't have to. You don't feel like you have to. What you might have to do is call Brown and Crouppen someday. Because if you've been injured due to someone else's negligence, you're going to need a personal injury attorney. And who better than Terry Crouppen, Andy Crouppen, Ed Herman, or their staff? They have more than 250 legal professionals now with Brown and Crouppen. And there's one there to help you. Local firm founded here in 1979. They know the other lawyers in town. They know the judges. They know how the system works in St. Louis. These are the guys you want on your team rather than that guy on TV, some slick-talking TV pitch man who wants your business.
I've never been in St. Louis.
Right, that's right. Brown and Crouppen is who you need for their superior legal services. Here's how it works. You give them a call. They'll give you a free evaluation. They work on a contingency basis, no upfront cost at all to you. If you don't get paid, they don't get paid, and they've won more than $1 billion in compensation for their clients. So if you think you may need Brown & Crouppen services, give them a call. I'm going to go ahead and give that number now, if that's okay. 314-222-2222. I'll repeat it. 314-222-2222. Or you go to brownandcrouppen.com. Make sure you let them know you heard about it here on TMA. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising. Past results are no guarantee of future results, and every case is different and must be judged on its own accord. Brown and Crouppen. You ever been involved in a lawsuit there, Beef?
No, knock on wood to this point. I've never been involved in anything of the sort, which I think is a good thing.
I think so, too. I've never been in a lawsuit either.
Great phone number they have. So easy to remember.
314-222-2222.
Have you two gentlemen looked at the U.S. Open leaderboard? Have you checked to see who is in the lead in this competition between?
Yeah, I have. I know Shoffley's
Two of you?
2 over for the day.
I have not.
Already?
Yeah, 2-2. Rory's 1 over. A lot of over pars. DeChambeau's 1 over for the day.
The place is a torture chamber.
Hatton 1 over for the day.
Yeah, get ready. It's going to be carnage this weekend in North Carolina.
I'm down to the top 30. Nobody's under par. The only guy under par in the top 30 so far today is Bazutenhout, 1 under.
Oh, have you played there?
Bazutenhout?
Have you played there, bro?
I have.
You have?
Yes.
What'd you shoot?
Well, I think $1 million. It was probably 12 or 14 years ago. I was there for my brother's graduation. My brother went to a school called Elon, which is near Greensboro, close to Pinehurst.
Sure.
And we teed it up, and I don't remember exactly what I shot, but it was very bad. I remember feeling like I went through 12 rounds with Tyson after that round.
Really?
Yes, it's just absolutely brutal. And that wasn't even obviously a U.S. Open setup. I mean, these guys are going to get bombarded over this weekend when they stop watering it, it dries out even more. Look out.
Do you find you get the same enjoyment playing when the course is that hard?
No. It's not fun at all.
Then why do they make it so hard?
Because the USGA likes to have this flavor that is different than anybody else. They want to protect par. They want to make par a great score, which I get it, but it's almost like they're trying to embarrass the best players in the world, and I think that's a little odd.
So why do they put up with it? Why do they just go along with it?
Because it's like what is it? I don't even know what the purse is. First place is like $4 million, I think. That's why.
No.
Yeah, that's why they play.
Well, Harrison's brother Master was watching yesterday, and he brings up something that we were talking about right before we went on. He says, "Hey Jackson, good move taking Hatton away for Hovland. I'll be protesting the results should Ken win."
Okay.
Yeah, Hatton had a great day yesterday, didn't he?
Yeah, and Hovland not so much. What was he, Iggy?
I think he's 7 over, maybe 8 over. Hatton was 2 under.
So this is Jackson's fault that I'm struggling.
No, he helped you out. He gave you Hovland and took Hatton off.
You can blame a
But
guy
that
on the
hurt.
fan page because the guy on the fan page is the one that noticed the discrepancy and tagged
Really?
Jackson in a
God
post
almighty.
to change it. So I blame the fan page on
I
this
do
one.
too. Yeah, I do. And it only hurts the kids that would have received some money and food finally.
Yeah.
Somebody
it
would
doesn't
take the
bother
time
me.
to look at the rosters and say, okay, he had that guy. If he put it in, he said, did all that math to put it on the fan page.
Well, you're a celebrity, Iggy. You have to understand that people want to know and be know about your life and be part of your life.
It had nothing to do with me. It was Doug's team.
Well, I know, but it's because he's competing against you. He wants to know who's going to win. You know, you're the stir or the straw that stirs the drink. Everybody knows that.
Oh, God.
I'm not even on the fan page.
I don't know who this is directed to, but Stepdad Gary wants to know, do you have to tuck your wood inside the turlet lid when you sit to pee? Oh, I guess that would be Iggy.
Great question.
Yeah, if it's morning wood, you have to kind of bend down a little bit and maneuver it in there.
Oh, don't make that motion with your hips.
I heard
Don't do
maneuver.
that. And then he did that thing with the hips. Oh.
It's kind of a gyration.
No, you just kind of got to move it so you don't bend it.
I'm glad I can't look directly at him.
Yeah, I know it's difficult. Oh.
Iggy, you going to play golf this weekend?
Well,
No, I'll watch golf.
Just going to watch?
Yeah.
Can we organize this round at Bogey Hills with the Bogey Hills Club champion?
Sure.
He's been asking to play with you for the better part of 2 years now.
Yeah, pick a day where it's like maybe 80, 85.
Okay, so weather has to be a prerequisite.
I really don't enjoy playing in 95-degree weather. When it's humid outside, it's just miserable.
Well, we certainly want to cater to your needs.
Sounds like it.
he expects nothing.
Which would be fair,
Nothing less.
since you're the guy's asking me to play.
Yeah, he's happy to host you. I would assume he wants to ride in the car with you and get to know you better.
That's fine.
He's a bit enamored with your talents on the air and certainly your abilities off the air. So
Yeah, whenever, just maybe September's usually a good month.
you want to wait a little bit, okay?
Well,
maybe early October just to make sure it's not too hot.
Or just check the weather. I mean, the weather's usually...
That's your job.
Yeah, but he can look 5 days in advance. If he says, hey, next Friday it's only supposed to be about 86, let's go.
You think we can get some real-time scoring for Timmy and Jackson's round over there?
I doubt it.
No?
The 314.
I don't know, can you bring up...
He says, does anyone know how Tim and Jackson's ball striking is going?
I mean,
They're probably not underway yet.
I don't think so.
I don't know if you're not playing, if you can bring up the Westboro leaderboard app, because they do have a leaderboard. Everybody posts their scores after
Really?
each hole. We did the years I played. There's an app, and you put, if we win a hole, Kernan Strode 1 up through 3, whatever.
Westboro's all grown up now.
So I don't know if you can just pull that up and check leaderboards.
And we're going to follow a Westboro member.
Text him and ask. They
Hole
don't-
by hole. That's our show.
It's the kind of show we present here, Doug.
Text him and ask. They don't tee off till 8 o'clock.
Put your seatbelt on and double knot your laces.
Yeah, he don't mind. Text him
Yeah.
and say, can we follow you? Is there an
Right.
app that has a leaderboard?
It's certainly a subject that is compelling to the whole region.
At least one guy texted in.
Are you disappointed that he didn't ask you to play again?
No, he shouldn't ask me to play again.
Is it because of the temperature that you're pleased not to be there?
No, I didn't play bad the 2 years I played. It's just he can do better than me.
Well, you said it.
And he did with Jackson, so.
Tim may not want to play with you, but Dirty Chewbacca does. He says, I want to watch golf with Iggy and then ride that stud reverse cowgirl. That Dirty Chewbacca's been all over you lately.
That's the only way we'll do it, because I'm not working anymore, so.
Yeah.
Cowgirl, reverse cowgirl. It's
How
only
do you
two
like
positions.
to do it, Doug?
I'd rather keep that to myself.
Kind of like the licks in the car thing.
What does that mean?
I didn't want to share what Licks was driving. You don't want to share how you like to make
Okay.
love. Some things are just better left unsaid.
Right. It's kind of personal.
Even if it was a girl, I mean, could you actually say, I got a date tonight with Dirty Chewbacca? That just sounds gross.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like she's been around the block a
Yeah.
little bit.
Hey,
I don't
Dirty.
think you'd really tell anybody. You just keep that to yourself.
Say DC.
Hey,
Went out with
Dirty.
DC.
I'm sure Licks has a handful of cars, not just the one that you saw that day.
Probably. That was probably just his Sunday ride.
And a driver.
Yeah.
In multiple vacation homes.
I think Warson Woods might drive him on the weekends, the wacko.
So are you sideways with him too, since
If I have to make a choice, I'm Team Licks, but Orson Woods has been okay to me, so I don't have anything against him. But if I'm forced to choose, it's Team Licks all day.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. I had to, you know, when I do these cameos, most people want me to cuck them. Cuck a friend, cuck a husband, whatever.
Is that what they asked for?
Okay.
I wasn't aware of that, but continue.
I've done probably 200 of them, and probably 190 of them are cucks.
And Matt Rocchio gets most of the money.
And I had one come over last night as a 24-hour quickie because they wanted a Father's Day shout-out. And it's from a wife to her husband. And it was very nice. It said, Iggy, please wish, I'm not going to give the name because it may be a surprise for him, a happy Father's Day. He's a great father. He's a great husband. The only problem I have is that he laughs more at your show than me. But he's a great father. Just wish him a happy Father's Day. And at the end, it says, cuck him. I don't know what to do there.
Was it hashtag cuck him, or was it just cuck him?
No, it was just cuck him. So I didn't know what to do. I didn't really cuck him because it felt like a heartfelt. He's a friend. He loves the show. Obviously, he laughs a lot at the show. So he's just a fan of the show.
It was a heartfelt cuck?
So I just said, eh.
No,
and I said, hopefully you don't get cucked. I said, you won't get cucked Sunday. It's Father's Day. But come Monday, she may cuck you. I don't know. So I didn't know where to go with it. I wouldn't want to trash the guy after a heartfelt
Trash him and
happy
cuck him.
Father's Day.
So what'd you do?
I just did that at the end. Just a little, you may get cuck Monday. You'll find Sunday. They're not going to cuck you on Father's Day. But come Monday, you may want to watch it. But anyway, I mean, I get these ones that are like, Iggy, it's my best friend's birthday. He's been my best friend since 3rd grade. He's a great guy. He's a great father. He's a great friend. He's so much fun to be with. He cares so much about people. Wish him happy birthday. And then cuck the F out of him.
Yeah.
What the hell? I mean,
yeah.
Some people have it coming.
Yeah, usually people that care deeply of others really want to be cucked.
Mm-hmm.
It just goes with the territory.
Mm-hmm. And so you ask someone and you pay someone to cuck them for you.
How much are they paying, and what percentage of this does Rocchio get?
I don't charge much. I think mine's $25, and this one was this one was $35. It's a 24-hour rush.
Wait, so you can change the amount depending upon
I can charge as much as I want. If I went more than 25, I probably wouldn't do any.
Do you have to pay taxes on that?
Yeah.
But you don't.
Sure I do.
Oh, you don't.
I do.
They take it out before you get the money?
No, I just give it to Milton. I look at my...
Oh, Milton's got it.
I look at Cameo and see how much I made that year, and I tell Mark, this is what I made at Cameo. I'm not going to cheat the government.
No.
No. You certainly don't want them to.
Nobody does that.
They're not cheating us at all.
No.
They are, but I mean, it's just... I would feel weird. I knew I made the money, so...
I'm sure you felt weird before.
This is what I made, so...
And it's probably such a significant amount that the government's relying on that money.
Yeah, it's not a lot of money.
How many of those in a month do you think you're doing? A genuine question.
It depends. If there's something coming up, like usually right before fantasy football drafts and football,
you'll have an uptick.
I get a lot of them because they want me to announce their starting order. Drafting first, and then he gives me like some fat bastard out of Waterloo, and he wants me to say all the stuff about these guys. And birthdays, Father's Day, Mother's Day.
Does the Super Bowl do anything for you? Does that show a swelling of... No?
No. I have to promote it. If I don't promote
it... Well, who else is going to promote it if you don't?
No, but I mean, if I forget about it and people don't do it. And as soon as I promoted it for Father's Day, I did 6. So if I promote it, people will do it, but...
It's kind of what you're doing now.
I haven't promoted anything. I just told you I had to do one this morning.
Oh, yeah.
You're not on the fan page anymore, so you can't promote there. You just promote it on, like, regular Facebook?
I just do an Instagram post, put it on my story, and then it goes to Facebook and Instagram.
I don't do Instagram.
I don't do it a lot. I like it because if you do Instagram, you can actually have it go to Facebook, too.
Sure.
So you take care of 2 things at once.
It's all interwoven. It's very disturbing, really.
Harrison's brother Master's back. He says it's always great when he promotes his personal cameo on company time.
No.
I didn't promote it. I said I had to do one. I didn't give out how to get to my Cameo.
Do you change your attire for the Cameo presentations at all?
No.
No?
Whatever I happen to have on.
I didn't know if you had like a
sometimes.
certain jersey or a hat.
No.
You ever do them topless, sir?
I haven't been asked to do one. That'd be more money.
How much would it cost to have you do
Thank
a
you, Doug.
topless
You have to ask.
That's got to be $100.
Probably.
$100?
Can we get some sort of petition started to get a topless cameo of Iggy? KG, can you put that out there somewhere on the social media circles?
Well,
Yeah, we can throw that out there.
People listening.
I'm sure everybody wants to see you topless.
I should probably go, why? You saw me topless in Jamaica.
Really? I didn't.
Well, at the pool. I don't know if anybody took any pictures of me at the pool. I didn't.
Well, so they
made sure they
didn't get
took a
to see you
picture of Doug topless, but I was just sitting out there with Jessie and her friend Merle.
Did you go Speedo at the pool? Or
No.
No?
Pair of shorts.
Is this going to be the Iggy show featuring Doug, KG, and Wellington all morning? If so, I'm out, guys. This is
Okay.
brutal. That's Nutsack Jim.
I see a nut.
Nutsack Jim.
Jim.
See a sack.
Good
creative
God,
name.
take care of that nasty cough. That's Patrick at Immaculata.
Are you under the weather?
No, I just been fighting, not really fighting it, but sinus infection.
Fighting a smoking habit for 45
that
years?
too, but
Yeah.
sinus infection.
Has anyone paid you to put more clothes on before? That's from the unnamed DJ. And the total package says, I'll pay to see Welly topless. Well, there you go.
Yeah, well, that's not going to happen.
You got a cameo?
No. Absolutely. I'm not a celebrity like yourself.
I'm not a celebrity.
I'm just a
People's-
fill-in on a
People's-
Shishawali program.
It's a Shishawali
People
show.
just know that I'm good at cooking, so
Yeah, I was the only person dumb enough that they could come in here for free, you know?
That was the deal?
Yeah, the deal was free.
You drove a hard bargain, did you?
Yes, exactly.
And Mr. Siders, you know Doug, he's in the Elite Eight of the Fan Page Club Championship. He says, guys, I don't know who's making me harder this morning, Welly or KG on the camera. Look at us in our orange, just making people hard.
God.
We like to keep them aroused on this program. There's no doubt about that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Huh, so you're wearing orange for Tennessee? They play today in the College Baseball World Series?
Welly?
Yes, tonight, I believe 7 o'clock against Florida State.
And will you watch that?
Yes.
Will you really?
Absolutely.
And they're number one in the country, Tennessee?
Yes, they are. They're the number one seed.
Huh. Do you play a lot of baseball yourself?
Never. I mean, when I was at grade school. But no, I mean, that was kind of golf season.
Oh.
I think I got to about 7th grade and guys started throwing change-ups and curveballs and that was over.
In 7th grade, you gave it up?
Yeah. I mean, I realized that I couldn't hit a ball that was, curving and dropping out of the strike zone because I was okay hitting a ball that wasn't moving.
Mm-hmm.
But that baseball, I know you're a good hitter. Who'd you take deep? Was it Seaver?
Tom
Or
Seaver.
Nolan Ryan?
He was one of the Hall of Famers, sure.
Did
Bob
he?
Feller got me to pop up.
Yeah, but Seaver, did you think he served it up to you or was he trying to get you?
No, he served it up.
He did?
Yeah.
Did you ask him?
No. Everybody got like one hit, because there was like 7 or 8 sportscasters lined up to do it.
But you hit it out.
Well, the first time I hit a ground ball somewhere.
Oh, you faced him more than once.
Well, and I was running to first, and I guess he looked at me, saw my swing, and thought, well, this guy might be able to hit a little bit. He said, get back in there, get back in there. So I didn't even get to first base after hitting the ground ball. I was trying to leg out the ground ball. He said, no, get back in there. So I got back in there, and then he grooved one right down the middle.
And you turned on it.
Yeah. Bye-bye, baseball.
Did you get another at bat after that?
No, that was it. I didn't want another
He
one.
might have put it in your ear.
Yeah. That's what he told me he would have done.
Where was that?
It's in Miami.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't a good baseball player at all. So
Well, you may not have been a good baseball player, but Who's Your Daddy says, Wellington's buttery smooth voice makes my prostate drip with excitement. So you got that going.
Wow. It's really made my day.
Has that happened to you a lot in your life where gentlemen's prostates begin to drip when you speak?
Only on this program.
Yeah.
Only on this presentation, especially in the mung and ass 7 o'clock hour. Things usually change in the 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock hour.
What happens when a prostate drips?
Flip that off.
Oh, man. I mean, the things that happen on this show, whether I'm listening in my car in some random city when I'm caddying or just when I come in here live, it's amazing.
You listen in another city?
I do, from time to time. Not all the time, because sometimes we'll have a morning round, but I try to listen as much as possible because it kind of just makes me feel like I'm home.
Okay.
Minus the content. You know?
Yeah, you don't miss the content when you're...
Well, you never know what's going to happen on this show.
Yeah. So you decided at a young age that golf was going to be your thing?
Well, I think I decided more that baseball wasn't going to be my thing.
Oh.
Just because I wasn't very good. I couldn't hit. I could field a little bit, but I couldn't hit. Yeah, I couldn't hit. No chance.
Well, if you get hit by the pitch a couple times as a kid, it can ruin you forever. It can make you afraid to bat.
Well, and I played down there in the off Marshall Road, right by Family Golf. You know, I played Corey League down there, and just wasn't any good. But you're right. Yeah, if you got hit, it was no good.
You see, they're going to bulldoze that place.
No.
Yeah.
Why?
It's gone.
What are they
It
going to
hadn't
do with
been
it?
open for the last 2 or 3 years.
You talking about the Kirkwood field?
Major floodplain.
Yeah, that was a big problem. And then COVID wiped out a year.
Do you know what they're going to do with this space?
Just level it right now.
I did not know that.
Really sad.
I played a lot there as a kid.
Yeah,
And now when I
we
go
all
over
did.
to Family Golf and drive by and kind of see the ghost town that it's become, it's sad.
Oh, it's so depressing.
It was a fun complex to play at.
Giant weeds growing 6 feet up in the air.
Is the tree court pool still down there?
I don't think so.
Do you remember they had the
Yeah.
cold pool? Remember
Uh-huh,
that?
yeah.
It was freezing and it smelled like eggs.
Yeah.
Do you recall that?
Yeah, I was there a few times.
Oh.
Yeah.
Farts.
Well, that wasn't what it was.
The three that I played the most that are still there. Browan Park is still there. If you go down 40, right before, God, I want to say right before Big Bend, you look to your right, and there's a big school in the back, and there's a field, and that's still there. And then the one right by Cousin Hugo's, he used to play at, that's still there.
The Spaceship Park?
Yeah, it's still there. It's still ballpark right there.
Cousin Hugo's was our good luck spot during the 2006 World Series.
Was it?
Yes. We went to the first game the Cardinals won, we were there and just kept going back there.
I always remember Cousin Hugo's for the shooting that happened there.
I don't remember that.
There was a big murder at
Yeah, it did.
Cousin
It was a shooting.
When was that?
Oh, years ago. But it was big news at the time.
I think it closed down for a period of time, and now it's...
Are we talking like in the 80s?
Probably, or even
Yeah,
earlier.
later
maybe.
than that, I think.
I don't know.
That's why
I
I
was
don't
I was
remember.
dating the bartender, and I don't remember the shooting
you were
back
dating
in
the
that day.
bartender at Cousin Hugo's.
What was her name?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yes,
No,
you do.
there's been so many.
No, I don't. I have no idea what her name is.
There really
so
have
many.
been. That list is long yet distinguished.
And I'm not going
Went
to tell
through
the story.
Redbird
I guarantee
Lanes.
you somebody's already texted and let's tell the story about the bathtub. No, it's not going to happen.
The bathtub at Cousin Hugo's? What bathtub?
They have a
No, I'm sure
bathtub
somebody's
at a
already
bar?
texted. I'm sure somebody's already texted in.
Well, so what if they have?
You're going to have to elaborate now.
No, I won't.
So now you're pouting?
I won't.
I'm not pouting. I'm just. I'm tired of bringing up a story that I've told maybe 3 times. Oh, you heard this before.
Are you protecting someone?
I've been on the show for 8 years. I told a story twice, and so I told this one before.
Well, nobody's texted in about that yet, but a topic that we often bring up with you, Welly, the Birthday Hawk sent it in and wants to know, how's the hinge sitch been in St. Louis? Any Crystal City action?
Oh,
I've said this before, never do the hinge in St. Louis. It's
why not?
because it's just not good.
Don't you know enough women that you don't need a dating app in St. Louis?
I guess, but
You
it
just
just
find your
that
own
was
date.
always the thing. Like, and this has been going on for a long time. Like, you don't even look at it here because it's obnoxiously bad.
In what way?
Just the selection is very meager.
Yeah.
So it hasn't caught on here.
No, I think people are
There's
using
nothing,
it. It's just
there's not a lot to catch on
yeah.
to.
There's not a lot of good choices.
What are you saying about the women of our city?
Well, here, Doug, I just pulled up mine. If you want to pass that over. This is just the first option as I opened up Hinge here in St. Louis.
Wow. Okay, that might be a good example.
I know this isn't great for radio, but it'll at least
Do you know how to
entertain
use
us.
this, Doug?
No.
This is good. We're going to teach Doug how to use Hinge on,
I like
on
it.
the program. So, this is the first girl. You can go up, and then if you don't like her,
Okay.
you hit the X, right? And then
All right.
go to the next one. Have some fun with it.
Oh,
yeah, play around on my Hinge,
Okay.
Doug.
Yeah, it should be fun. If you
All
do
right.
like it, But yeah, I think traditionally, to answer the question, Hinge is very, very weak in St. Louis, and so is Tinder, whatever app you want to choose. It always has been, ever since the dating apps have come out. In my experience, for sure.
From what I see here, you don't like really heavy-set women? Is that what you're saying?
Okay, that could be something that you learn from this. Yeah, there you go.
What's the problem
That's
there?
what I'm talking about. Let's take a look through here, KG.
Crystal City Clamhammer says Hinge in St. Louis is full of the plainest looking girls in the St. Louis area.
It's incredible,
Huh.
and it's. I mean, look at this again.
So what's the preferred app in St. Louis?
No, I don't know.
I don't think it's the app per se. It's the city itself.
Yeah.
I like Bumble.
Well, we know what happened to me in Bumble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do have a little commonality there with that.
Yeah, have you had any surfacing from what was her name?
Cassie Moore.
Cassie Moore,
Of
yes.
Steadfast Eyes fame. No.
The musician.
Right.
Or I don't
Well,
know, was she a rapper
that's a
or was
loose
she a
term.
musician?
I think she prides herself on being more of a producer I think she's self-aware enough to know
She's
that
a
she's
big
stronger.
deal.
Yeah,
I know
she's
that.
stronger in the production side than the performing side. But after, as often happens, some of the listeners tend to ruin things for us, and they pointed her, I guess, in the direction of some segments that she went back and listened to, and I guess didn't necessarily love what was said. And I received a long late night DM, just
Late night, huh?
angry as the dickens.
Oh, no.
And I was blocked after that.
Oh, no.
And she did unblock me at one point to come at me one more time, but yeah, we don't have any contact. We're in a no contact kind of situation.
It says quite a bit about how this show travels, that information got to her, because it really never should have. Do we have any music of hers that we can listen to anymore? Didn't she take it all down?
Yeah, she scrubbed a lot of her well-known hits off of the internet. Doug, there was Steadfast Eyes, of course.
Sure. We play that often.
Yeah, Cinderella's Gonna Stay Out Late was another one.
That was the name of the song?
Cinderella's Gonna Stay Out Late.
I didn't really get too deep into her catalog.
Well, I'm near the end of her discography already after those two, but no, I don't know why she scrubbed those off. Her views increased exponentially when she entered the TMA universe.
Of course.
So
she should have been grateful.
Absolutely should have been, but she really liked to point out that her hard-earned money paid for my club soda at Cucina that night.
What?
What would that cost her?
Well, I
$5
think
probably.
I think in some of the
Less than 7.
Yeah.
I think in some of the segments there was some text that alluded to her perhaps being a trust fund girl.
Oh.
And when she heard that, she made sure to point out that she's not a trust fund baby. That's hard-earned money that she worked for, and that her hard-earned cash bought my club soda in West Palm that night.
I don't know if I buy that. I think she's a trust fund girl.
You think so?
Wouldn't we all want to be?
I recall when I first had conversations with her that she was from Atlanta. Is that right, KG, originally?
I believe so, yeah.
And she even admitted to me, if I recall correctly, that her father was a big deal in New York on the stock exchange or money manager, and he had done I remember she told me he had done very well. Now, she didn't say I was a trust fund baby, but I can do the math. Really a shame that she's taken all that music off the net, because I know I enjoyed listening
Isn't
to
it a great thing to be a trust fund baby? I mean, your parents were highly successful and they're sharing the money with you. You have to apologize for that?
Can't be bad.
That'd be great.
You could afford all those $7 waters at the ballpark.
Right, I wouldn't even worry about it. I mean, who wouldn't want to be a trust fund baby?
Fair point. It's better than not being.
Yeah, it'd be the greatest thing in the world. My parents were very successful and they share the money with me.
Minute Bowl eligible checking in. He says, you need to use the Hinge site for Portage de Sioux. Plenty of hot Orchard Farm alums. I don't know what that means.
Orchard Farm is up there by Newtown, St. Charles County.
Iggy, your guy, Little Beer Cat, says, would disagree. The dating apps are pretty fire when I'm in the STL area, but I'm also 19.
Oh.
What does that have to do? Your age doesn't matter. I guess maybe he's
the pool's
setting
a little
it
deeper.
Maybe.
At that age, I don't know.
Well, I'm sure it would be. There are far fewer that are married or engaged or something at 19 than 35 or 40.
You're so wise, Doug.
I don't know how many 19-year-olds that are on dating apps, do you?
Well, how many 19-year-old girls do you know?
Really?
I mean, I don't know any 19-year-old girls per se, but I would assume that the dating apps in the college towns are very prevalent. Because everybody's doing the technology.
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess.
Everybody's on their phone or computer all day long, as opposed to hanging out in bars.
And another one of Iggy's favorites, Buzz, says, just swipe yes, a mouth is a mouth.
Oh.
Any port in a storm, Doug.
No, that's not the case. That's not good policy.
Alan Dadeville, big Georgia fan, says, Cassie checked a few boxes of an East Cobb snob. She was definitely a trust fund baby. That's from Alan Dadeville.
East Cobb? East Coast? Whatever.
East Coast, probably.
Yeah, I mean, she kind of, as I said before when I first introduced her to this program, she was...
What are you pouring over there?
That's Gatorade, maybe?
You just have to point out
I felt
everything
like
I
she
do.
was a low-budget Kesha, but she
Yeah,
was
yeah.
also a female version of Joshua. Do we have any Joshua that we can play today?
Yeah, I
Just
can
kind of
look
in
for some
remembrance and in honor?
It's also a lesson to us that we should probably be careful when we trash somebody who's not a big national celebrity, people that aren't used to it. You know,
What do you mean? Like,
when we trash a baseball player, they kind of know it goes with the business.
do you think anybody's even listening to this?
Well, apparently some do to the point where it got back to this gal, and she was upset by it.
I think I did refer to her one time as Dollar Store Kesha.
Well,
Oh, see?
Tough but fair.
That hurt her feelings.
I wasn't expecting her to hear it, Doug.
That's what I mean. It gets around.
but you feel like the ball players can handle it better than the female rappers?
Yeah. Well, then people that aren't used to criticism.
Yeah, it's not playing.
I'm not hearing it.
Is this her? Oh, her stuff's all gone.
I don't think we can hear that.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this. I blame Jackson for not
Pot her up!
It's potted up, Doug.
Pot her up!
I was trying to hit us
Hit
with
all
some-
the pots.
Yeah, we're not gonna. I'll figure it out.
Come on,
Right.
Potsy.
But that was Joshua at one of the
Oh.
Inside STL performances from over a decade ago.
You know, my favorite Joshua performance was at the Sidebar on the old Washington Avenue, circa 2009, maybe 2010.
Yeah.
Boy, he was special. He brought it. It was just fire.
Yeah. He had a couple of good songs, actually.
Boy Foy.
Yeah, Boy Foy.
Circus of Love, and also
Love Circus.
You remember the name of the song?
We played
Circus
them
of
here
Love?
many times.
I know that. I just didn't realize that you would recall the name of the song.
The problem with Joshua was he feared the performance aspect of the music side of things.
Had some stage fright.
You mean he didn't
have
like
some
going
stage-
live? Is that what you mean?
I believe there was a moment before he went out on stage at one of the events where he might have been sweating profusely, was kind of giving himself a nice little pep talk. I think he was nervous to get out there, and that's a problem for a musician.
Yeah, for anyone who's going to be a performer, you got to really love the spotlight, or it would drive you crazy. You'd be a nervous wreck your whole life, right?
Little Angels could have been a top 40 hit.
Little Angels was a good song.
It's a good song.
Was that the one with the music video that was shot
Yeah,
down
the-
at Merrimack Caverns?
Uh-huh.
No.
It was with the dog.
Yeah, that was Forest Park.
Wow, the fact that you guys remember these
Merrimack
details is
Caverns he did
incredible.
with all the girls, and he was shooting a gun, sitting on a car.
Shooting a gun?
Yeah.
Can we get that video up somehow?
But the Little Angels, he was in Forest Park, and the dog dissed him.
Yeah.
And I guess this guy's a little behind on the podcast this morning. The 407 says Wilson Contreras just smashed another iPad after hearing Doug's never been to Blueberry Hill. Topical.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, let's revisit that for a second. You've lived in St. Louis basically your whole life except
Pretty
for
much.
the stint in Miami, right? Have you been to the Loop? I mean, I know you haven't
Yeah.
been to Blueberry Hill.
I've been
You've
to
never set foot in Blueberry Hill. That's
I have
unbelievable
not.
to
I
me.
have not. I've been to Fitz's Root Beer there.
Okay.
That's right
I've
across
been
the
to
street.
been to the pageant.
Wow. But just have never set foot in Blueberry Hill.
I
It's really a
haven't.
neat place.
I
You should
haven't.
check it
Oh,
out.
I'll have to.
I
But
think
my car's going to get broken into? Is that what we decided?
Not if
Maybe.
you go during the day or the evening. All those, there's a lot of stuff going on there.
Go tonight so you can see the cosmic psychos in the duck room. That's the basement of
Yeah.
Blueberry Hill.
Can I ride the trolley there? Is that still working?
The Loop Trolley?
Yeah.
I don't know. Wasn't
give
Buck
up on
Swope on that? Or that was Tower T.
Yeah.
He had something to do with the Loop Trolley.
Because they thought thousands of people every day would ride a trolley from the Loop to Forest Park.
Buck Swope's probably at a Pearl Jam show right now.
I think the last time I was there for a concert was Chuck Berry.
Chuck Berry?
They don't have a ton of big name acts that come in there, but there's always some you may want to see. But
Well, how many people could it
It's a
hold?
cool venue, though, in that basement.
Oh, yeah.
Not very many, but it's very intimate and it's fun.
Well, that's why they wouldn't get big acts if you
Right.
can only hold a couple hundred people.
Oh, it's not even that big.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's not a concert venue where you're going to, Pearl Jam coming tonight.
Big enough for the Cosmic Psychos.
Big enough for the Los
Okay.
Lonely Boys. They don't
All
play
right.
there.
Well, I'll check it out. And I can get dinner there, too.
Yeah, I'm just kind of surprised that you haven't. Yeah, the
haven't.
food's good.
Yeah,
they got a lot of dart boards if you like
Have they
darts.
really?
Yeah.
I was there a couple weeks ago for lunch. I went record shopping at Vintage Vinyl and stopped in for lunch.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's not cool. It's just something I did.
Okay.
Welly, what's the best concert you've ever been to?
1997 was going to college in Mobile, Alabama. We found out about this show that was going to be in Dallas, Texas. So we drove 10 hours. It was Halloween weekend. It was the Smashing Pumpkins,
Okay.
Matchbox 20, the Dave Matthews Band, and the Rolling Stones
Wow.
at Texas Motor Speedway. And it was wonderful. And that's the thing
one
that jumps
concert?
in my mind. Yeah, it was all in all one night. Yeah, it was awesome.
Stones don't usually have any people open up for them.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. It happened.
Yeah.
I didn't say it didn't. I'm just saying it's kind of odd that
It was a great show. KG, how about you?
Oh, the one I mentioned earlier at the pageant, band called the Black Pumas, was a really good show. But the best one was a couple of years ago, an R&B artist. She goes by Her. Have you heard of Her?
No.
Kind of a new school R&B, and I don't know what it was about that night.
She's kind of hot.
She is very attractive, but I had really great seats right up front. It was over at St. Louis Music Park.
Yes,
there.
great venue.
Yeah. Might have had some things going through my system that kind of intensified the moment.
Yeah, hallucinogenics.
Correct. But just the lights, the sound, and she's just so talented. She played guitar, she played the drums. She's got a great voice, and just everything about that show. I called it not tantric. It was a tantric show.
Ooh.
That was my favorite concert.
Well, no wonder.
Yeah.
It was delayed sexual gratification.
No.
That's what a tantric situation would be.
Yeah, I
believe.
think that would be a good way to describe it.
Did it feel sexual in nature?
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
Hypersexual.
See, that's why it was the best.
Counting down until Iggy makes the concert question about himself. That's from the unnamed DJ. I don't want to skip over you, Iggs. I think Jackson brought this up when he tried to bring back the exit poll a couple Fridays ago, but I think I had to leave early that day. What was your favorite concert, Iggy?
A little over a year ago. Cure.
Oh, yeah.
Chicago.
That's right.
There's been some allegations that you didn't actually go. Yeah. I believe you. I don't know why you'd lie about that.
I don't know why anybody would think
that would be a
about
great
going
show.
to a concert.
But I think what had people questioning whether he was actually there was that there was no photographic evidence that was put out on social media. But your phone was dying.
He doesn't like to draw attention to himself, so why would he have pictures?
No,
of
my
the
phone
show?
was about dead. I took one picture when I got in there, and it's up there. I don't know. And it's posted. But you didn't see any pictures from Stevie Nicks' concert either, did you? Think I went there?
I thought the Loomster texted in and said you posted one that looked like it was taken with a potato.
A potato?
Potato?
Let's call the whole thing off.
That was the one that you went with Weber and Legate and Phil Elfrink.
Winners. Who won the contest.
Yeah, the winners of the Win a Date with
maybe
Iggy
I did
contest.
post one. I don't know.
Doug?
But I posted one from The Cure. So.
Doug, do you have a favorite concert? Since we got to cover all these bases.
Believe it or not, I have not been a big concert goer throughout my life. Not until I got here, and we actually had access to some tickets that I actually started going to some concerts, and I really like it now. I guess the one I liked most was Busch Stadium. I got last year or the year before with Luke Combs and Lainey Wilson and Riley Green.
That was a great show.
That'd be a good time.
Doug's going to the pig roast.
Yeah, I'm planning to.
Well, text in your favorite concert experience in the South City Sporting Goods text line.
What shows? What bands are going to be there?
TMA5.
No idea.
What bands are going to be there?
I think it Sticks.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Total package says 0% chance Iggy saw The Cure, so he's still doubtful.
Oh.
Well, they don't believe you.
But Tony Big Toe says, I was at The Cure and verify Iggy was there, so Tony Big Toe said it.
All right, thank you, Big Toes.
Yep. Denny P says there's no way he drove all the way to Chicago with no charger. Watched the show and drove all the way back without his phone dying completely. So the audience, Doug, they're torn.
I know.
Still, a year later, we just can't quite get to the bottom of it.
Well, the reason it died was 100% when I left the house, and it was like 10% at the concert. And I said, well, I'm going to need it to at least get back home, get me on the highway.
Yeah.
So I didn't waste it doing any filming and videos. And so I'm sorry if you don't think I went. I really don't care.
And people complain if you do take a picture of yourself at the concert.
Yeah.
If you do or you don't, they're upset.
I used to be bad about that with taking pictures and video from the concerts I would go to, but I found out that all it does is bog down your phone, takes up a lot of storage. You never go back and look at those videos.
No.
So I prefer to, Doug, just kind of live in the moment now.
You should.
Yeah.
I do it sometimes just to give people a free song from a concert. Like, I won't just film. I'll go to Facebook Live. Like, I think I did with Gaga. Maybe her second song. I just went live on Facebook. And, hey, if you're not here, you get to see a song by Gaga live.
Well, and you give everybody a glimpse into your life, which is what everybody wants.
It's not a dig me. I mean, you know I'm going to Gaga. I don't need to dig me.
Swayze says Aerosmith at SIU Arena in Carbondale 2000. That was his favorite concert.
That would be great.
Now, before The Cure, it was two bands that I guarantee 90% of our audience have never heard of. Renaissance and the Straubs.
Renaissance and the Straubs.
Not familiar with their work.
Now,
but
Straub's I have been to, the grocery store. There's one in Webster.
They have
and there's one in
$7 waters?
Central West. Yes, they might at Straub's.
Yeah, just prog bands from the 70s.
Prog bands?
Progressive rock.
Oh.
I took Connie Lassiter.
cool.
Thank you for defining.
I took Connie. Doug didn't know.
No.
I took Connie Lassiter.
Connie Lassiter.
I think I was a junior in high
What
school.
makes a band progressive?
I don't know.
Is Connie Lassiter like the Fawn Leibowitz of your life? Do you know who Fawn Leibowitz is?
Yeah.
Animal House, right?
I never asked her to get 6 dates for my friends.
That would have been nice, though.
No, it's just Renaissance. Is this Annie Haslam, who's one of my favorite singers, could hit like 9 different octaves.
So how will I know a progressive band when I see it if you don't know what it is?
I really don't know. Back in the day, I mean, progressive rock was more like classic rock now. You know, they didn't get a lot of airplay, except on some FM stations, some classic rock stations. You know, KC was, that's why they're so well known in the country as far as being one of the stations that would play bands that nobody else would play. That's why all these bands would come to St. Louis. I mean, Billy Joel drove his Beetle van here or something to get him to play one of his records.
Oh, we didn't start the fire.
No, I think his Piano Man album. Drove to St. Louis and asked KC to play it.
So he's progressive?
No, but, you know,
What the hell is progressive rock?
Somebody look it up and read it. I don't know how to
It's
describe
just a band that's not
No,
popular?
in your mind. Not
Look, I really don't know how to describe alternative rock compared to rock and roll.
Well, so who could? Who would know the difference?
I don't know.
Is alternative and progressive are just bands that haven't made it big?
Ask Bob Birch.
Now, here's a show that I wish I would have been at. The 314 says, I saw Paula Abdul perform at Heiny Miney back in the early 90s. What a
yes.
great show.
I doubt that.
I loved Heiny Miney Field. I heard one of
She
the
was
great
big
lines.
in the 90s. She wasn't playing Heiny Money.
I heard one of the great lines of all time at Heiny Miney Field. I was sitting watching one of my sons play. I guess that's why I was there. And there was a drunken guy, looked like he came from the neighborhood and just plopped down every night to watch games at Heiny Miney Field. And he was complaining about a guy took a check swing at a pitch, and this guy yells out, "If you're gonna swing, swing. If you ain't, ain't." So we started repeating that at every game now. Every time we saw a check swing, we would all start screaming that. It was just a fabulous moment.
I had to do community service one time at Honey Mighty Field.
Oh, what did you do to earn that?
I had an incident at Riverport where I was overserved, if you will.
Yeah.
I think I was drinking like Hurricanes and Jägermeister, maybe.
What a combo.
Yeah, it didn't work out well. Wound up becoming loud and boisterous and obnoxious, and the police officer detained me, put some cuffs on me. I tried to like wiggle out of it, and this guy put me down, like smashed my head, pretty much into the cement.
Really?
Got out of it from a legal standpoint. The only thing I had to do was the community service. So I went down there, and who was that guy that ran that place? He was a referee.
Joe Shaneberger.
Yeah.
Joe Shaneberger.
So I'm expecting to do some sort of like elaborate, stuff on the fields and stuff. But I just had to sweep out all the dugouts, and then I could go. That was it. I was there. I was thinking it was going to. I think I had to do so many, X number of hours, and he gave me. He wrote the amount of hours that I needed, but I think I only did about an hour. It was great. Love Heiny Miney because of it.
That was a punishment for attempting to ruin a concert.
Yeah, I don't know if I was ruining the concert, but I was certainly unruly with the police.
The punishment was probably putting your head in the cement.
Oh boy, I deserved it. But it didn't go well.
Yeah.
It was bad, and I'm glad that I deserved to do the community service, and it was just a bad evening.
I know police in those situations, there's so many thousands of people, so many of them drunk and obnoxious. They really don't have a lot of patience for it anymore.
Oh, no. And of course, this is in, I think, 2004 or 5, where I was younger and obnoxious and cocky and just said the wrong thing and did the wrong thing, and well, I paid for it.
Yeah.
And Heiny Miney. That's the only time I've ever been there.
But the dugouts look pretty good when you get done.
Oh, spotless.
Doug, I got a definition for you for progressive rock.
If you could.
Progressive rock is a type of rock music with complicated musical technique and composition. This means that the tempo, time, signature, and style can change many times in a single song.
Yeah, I would have never known that.
the tempo can change many times within a single song.
That came in from the 314. Recovering alcoholic says, Welly, I got smoked at Riverport too. Dave concert. Missed it and spent the night at MHPD. They did bring in White Castles for all of us, though. Some guy named Frank gave me a hand job, too.
So it must have been the same night.
Sounds like it.
It was the same show.
My favorite concert was the Los Lonely Boys at the Chuck E. Cheese on Manchester. That's from Aces High.
Aces High. Sam Ace Rothstein.
Dead & Co. at the Vegas Sphere blew every concert ever away. John Mayer is the only man outside of Mr. Vaughn that I'd gag on. That's from the 618.
Oh, gosh.
So this is a very interesting question. Is John Mayer the best guitar player in the world right now?
Who else would be in the conversation?
I'm not sure.
John Mayer.
Yeah.
Very underrated.
I think the best guitar player is a guitar player who's playing the song that you like. There's thousands of people that can play the guitar as well as it can be played. If you like the song he's playing, you think he's the greatest guitar player ever. If you don't like the song, you don't have the same appreciation for it.
Yeah, I think it's
like piano players.
Did somebody call John Mayer? They said he was sexual napalm. Does that quote ring a bell?
I think he called Jessica Simpson that.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
I don't think he was the napalm.
What
I
does
think
that
she
mean?
was.
He's got to have probably one of the more impressive
Got a good list.
that there is going. Derek Jeter's got to be in the conversation.
A-Rod had a good run.
But John
Still
Mayer,
going.
yeah.
Yeah, I want to say John Mayer. You had Jessica Simpson. You had Jennifer Aniston. You had
Katy Perry, which isn't my
Okay, is
cup
that
of tea,
right?
but I think maybe she was in there.
I think you could suffer through that.
Probably.
Nice rack of lamb there.
Oh, gosh. Oh.
Doug, who would you say is sexual napalm?
I'm not even sure what the term means.
You can just kind of define it however you'd like.
Yeah, maybe like who was the most attractive looking
I know
lass
who he's
or
gonna
two
say.
when you were growing up or even in your 20s
Oh,
and
when
30s.
I was growing up, it was Raquel Welch.
Yeah,
Boy,
ba, 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 boom.
I've seen
Yeah.
some footage of her lately, like doing some talk show interviews when she was younger. You're right, she is money.
Oh, yeah.
She's the
gorgeous.
first person I ever pleasured myself to off of TV.
Oh,
Gosh, we
thank
didn't
you.
need to go there.
Off of TV, and regular TV would be Cheryl Ladd.
Okay. Like, was this...
Did you have to add the first part?
Was anybody home when you did this? Or?
If I could figure out this computer right now, this is when I would play the Joe Buck drop. Time to take a break. But this computer
That's
is just
fine.
giving me fits over here.
Do me a favor, Mark Schweschwletter, or whatever the hell your name is.
Who are you talking to?
I can't get back off of the external email these people send in.
You can't get off of an email?
I had it blocked before, and I didn't see any of them. Now I'm seeing them all again. And it comes up on my Hubbard email, and this Mark Schweschwell or whatever his name is, every day, cut his mic, tell him to shut up, he's awful. Just, I don't care. Just take me off the email list. You can send it to Doug and Tim and Jackson and KG. Just take my name off the email.
Yeah, you don't like seeing
You're being obnoxious. And it's really just sad.
You seem very perturbed.
Well, I am. I get tired of it. I see a Hubbard email open up as this guy. Threads by Ken. Mark Schweschwell or whatever the hell his
See,
name
now
is.
he's won. He's gotten you upset.
Right.
Well, I'm
He's
just getting
gotten
tired
under
of
your
seeing
skin.
it. I'm just asking very nicely. Just take my name off the email. You can send it to Doug, and they can all read that you want my mic cut off. That's fine. I'm just tired of having 10 emails every day in Hubbard from these people. Just stop. Send it to everybody but me. You don't need. I don't need to see
do
it.
it now because he's got you upset, and that was his plan.
Yeah, you can't show the weakness. You can't let them know they've gotten to you.
Well, I'm just asking him nicely to take my name off there.
It's like a poker game.
Now, if you keep doing it, that's fine. That just means you're a child.
Oh.
But, I get in emails from Hubbard people that I need to read. I open up, I got 10 emails from external, all from you people sending me emails. Just trashing me, that's fine, but just take my name off it.
I think you should just close down your email address and then you don't have to deal with it.
It's my Hubbard email.
Well, maybe you should go to management and say, look, I'm done with emails.
No, there's got to be a way that I don't have to see these. That
If it's
I had
the
them
same
blocked
guy,
before.
If it's the same guy, just delete it before you read it.
But there's like 7, 8, 9 I got to do.
Okay,
I'm tired of
that'll
deleting
take
all these
7, 8, or
emails.
9 seconds.
I'm just tired of having to open this up, and I need to get to an email I get, and then there's like 15 in front of it that I got. Oh God!
Life is hard. You just have to grind. I don't know
No,
what
I'm
to
just
tell you.
asking.
You're getting multiple
I'm just
emails.
asking very nicely, just to take my name off it.
That won't work.
You're going to persevere. You're going to be fine. You're going to press on. There's nothing.
Sage advice.
Nothing more to it. Very simple.
I'll go to Rut today. I'll ask Rut how do I block these external emails? Because I had it blocked once before.
So you used to
Now it's
pleasure
back.
yourself to Cheryl Ladd.
Oh, gosh.
Is there anybody these days that you prefer to pleasure yourself to?
I don't know. I can't get away from Dillian. I seem to use Dillian a lot.
Oh.
Dillian Harper. Are you familiar with her?
I don't think I am.
She's one of Iggy's favorites.
I've heard you mention her name, but I assume she's in the adult industry.
Is she still Iggy?
Yeah, she's doing mostly OnlyFans, though.
She blonde? Brunette?
No, kind of a young Rosie O'Donnell look.
Oh. So kind of a
hung
full woman.
She hung out. No, she's not. She hung out on my patio.
Oh, yeah? What happened there?
Well, she came into town to feature, and we happened to have a TMA. Well, we worked it around there. We had a TMA live, and I talked to her and her handler about coming in and doing...
Was that Leo?
Leo. Talked to him at the AVNs and said, why don't you guys come in?
Had some good crown.
I can put you in touch with the Hustler Club, get a weekend gig, and you can come to our TMA live on Thursday.
Sense. Yeah.
So she did, and she came and then went and hang out on our patio with me, and I invited 8 people, and somehow like 50 people showed up.
Well, you're a man of the people.
And she wanted Iggy. She noticed his
Did
bedroom.
you make a play?
Vera wanted
No,
to comfort her.
I probably should have. I didn't.
Why didn't you?
Yeah. Now we heard that.
You were on home
I was
soil.
texting with Jackson. He told me
Gotta
to
be
restart the computer, so we're in business, baby.
Okay. You had to be comfortable on your own ground.
She mentioned something about my bed, and I should have.
Oh, really?
But
What'd she say?
She said it's an awfully big bed.
You should have said.
I just kind of
Let me
went
show
right
you
on.
around
I
my
just
bed.
kind of went right by. I go, yeah, that's the big boy. That's a king.
That's the
Well,
There's
you
the
know,
bathroom.
I understand when you're the host, you want to be gracious to everybody there, but this is kind of one of your dream girls. This is your Fawn Leibowitz.
Well, I was great. I was really graceful because I went to bed and I said, just do me a favor, just blow out the tiki torches when you guys leave. There's like Jay and about 8 other people still on the patio. I went to bed.
I talked to some guys who made the trip from Springfield, Missouri to go
I
to
know.
the party.
They came to the patio.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I only had like room for like 8 people comfortably on my patio that could sit there and relax with Dillian, and obviously Tim and Anna Marie, Jay, Cletus, brought Mike Lee. That was a fun day. And then like 50 other people just showed up, and they were out in the.
So where did they stand?
They were out on the grass, out in the grazing in the field.
There was plenty of
They were on the lawn.
Yeah.
You guys were in the good seats.
They were on the grass. But yeah, it was fun. She was cool to come sit and spend
Have you
a
kept in
couple-
touch with her?
Yeah, whenever she gets drunk, she'll call me.
See,
When's the last call you got?
Probably 2 months ago.
What'd you talk about?
She just babbles on.
Now
She have
there
a
was
boyfriend?
some allegation that perhaps could have been a ruse and that it wasn't really her. Are you sure it was her?
Yeah, as I said when that was brought up, it wasn't an AI. It was she talked about things that only she would know about.
And you don't think the AI
that
has
only
that knowledge?
that only me and her would know about when she brought something up about Leo and something he did and something I gave her that nobody else knows.
Leo was her
handler.
Okay. Bodyguard, if you will.
Yeah, and I gave her something that she said Leo stole from her.
What'd you give her?
I'm not going to say.
Oh, well, why'd you bring it up then?
Because that would prove that it's not somebody just pretending to be her, because only me and her know about this.
What'd you give this gal? Nothing?
Do you think she was banging that Leo?
No.
No? Why not?
No, because she told me that's the reason he's my handler. He's the only guy that doesn't want to get in my pants.
Oh.
What if I buy that?
Well, he was older.
So?
She keeps saying she has a boyfriend now. Last time she called me, I said, she goes, I want to play golf. I said, well, you got nothing going on. You got OnlyFans. Just come to St. Louis. You know, spend 5 days here. We'll play golf. I'll give you some lessons. We'll
She a
see the
golfer?
city. We'll have... No, she wants to play golf. She goes, I got a dog. I said, well, your mom lives close. Do you take the dog to your mom's house? She goes, and what about my boyfriend? I go, well, drop him off too. She goes, Iggy.
Oh.
You don't have a boyfriend.
See, I think you got a shot here.
No, she is drunk. I mean, I've texted her before. She
The
doesn't
truth comes out when you're drunk.
And, I'll text her and she'll never get back to me. So
Now, these aren't my words. I'm just reading it. But the 314 says there's absolutely no chance that fat broad remembers what Iggy gave her. It's just...
Is she fat?
No, she's not.
I need to see a
They
picture.
found one picture where she was kind of puffed up, and they just all used that picture.
Mr. 63011, he's got a really fast golf cart, I think is what I've heard. But he
Right.
saess, Welly, she's a pig.
Oh,
That's
gosh.
not nice,
No,
first of all.
Come on now.
And Licks, I know you're calling in, but I got too many irons in the fire here. It's just not happening.
Yeah,
right
we got
now.
to take a break anyway.
Before we do that, though, I think we should probably get to some of these live reads. Let's hear a little bit about Munganast.
All right.
And Doug, you know, we talked about it. The Cardinals got the big win yesterday. The Oilers, they're on the brink here, down 3-0.
Lost again last night.
The Celtics, they're looking like they may clinch a championship here shortly. I could use a little cash. If I was going to wager on sports, do you have any idea where I would maybe think about going?
I would suggest Circa.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, let's hear a little bit about Circa.
Okay. I like a live read that starts with, "Hey, everybody." I like that.
Well,
It's
hello
folksy.
again, everybody.
It's folksy.
Jackson does a great job with those. I've grown to really like that kid.
Yeah.
And I was telling Wellington before the show, he was asking me about my weekend plans. And Sunday, Doug, I'm going to be teeing it up out at Winghaven Country Club. Don't know if you've heard of it.
Sure I have.
I only play at the nicest of clubs. But,
It's nice. Yeah.
I was looking at the temperatures. It's going to be a hot one Sunday.
Yeah, how
and you
hot?
know what would be an absolute disaster?
If your air conditioner broke down?
If I came home from that round of golf and my air conditioning was down, I don't know what I'd do. A couple years ago, I went to Mexico for a week or so. Came home, air conditioner had gone out on me while I was gone. It was 93 in the house.
Oh.
If that happened to me this Sunday, what would I do?
Call Design Air?
I think you're right.
It's only one option.
That is the only option. Well, there you go.
Well, they'll take good care of you, as they've done for all of us.
Coming up a little later, we're going to have the drops of the week, which I put together last night. You know, Doug, this is how committed I am. I knew this morning was going to be a little bit of a rush, trying to get everything situated for kind of doing Jackson's duties today. I wanted to make sure the drops were ready to go. I was up here last night at like 7:30.
You were.
Making sure I had these ready to go.
Just a grinder you are.
You know, they brought me onto the team here not long ago, and I want to make my presence felt and show my worth. So we're going to have the drops of the week coming up. We're going to have the design, air, heating, and cooling email of the day. And just general vamping, I think, is what we'll be doing in between.
Sounds like there's a lot on the docket.
It's a big show for today.
All right.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to discussing breakfast food in the IHOP 8 o'clock hour.
Oh, yeah, we could certainly do that.
Pancakes, bacon, omelets, sausage.
Coins.
Makes me hungry when I hear people talk about food.
Well, yeah, I'm always hungry.
Yeah, you mentioned that before the show.
yeah.
That's really true?
It is true, yeah.
But you have such a svelte figure.
Well, I try to exercise some discipline. Otherwise, I would weigh 300 pounds.
Make sure that the next time you order that Emos, you get it well done. Please.
I didn't even know you had an option to order.
Well, you also have never been in Blueberry Hills, so we obviously have to help you with some
I don't
things.
get out much.
I know. I'm trying to help you enjoy your life more.
Thank you.
With both your pizza cooking temperature and a nice meal at Blueberry Hill.
I'll have a pizza well done, is what you're supposed to say?
Just the next time you order, whatever Emos you go to, get your toppings and make sure it gets well done. Order it well done and just see if you like it. I think you will.
Okay. I don't like to be
Just a
told
little
what
trick.
to do, but
fair enough.
I'll consider that.
And I want to thank all the texters that are texting in, let me know that Aux was off on there for those live reads. So I appreciate the YouTubers coming in, helping me out. We're doing the best we can today. We're getting by. But thank you to the painter guy, says Aux is off, KG. The 314, Aux is off. Total package, you can't hear the live reads. Uncle Cucker, KG, the live reads don't play over YouTube. But Mr. Licks does say no one sets up live reads better than my man KG.
There you go.
And who's your daddy? Killing it today, KG. Almost like you and Welly are a host team. Maybe we should start a podcast, Welly.
I mean,
The
might
Hinge
as well.
Boys.
Yeah.
Everybody else has one.
Yeah.
I think I have one somewhere. Yeah, I do.
you really?
So I do. I did 30 episodes last year of a mental health podcast, which was pretty strong, actually.
Yeah. How's that going for you? All right?
We've taken a little break.
Yeah.
You know, but
on the podcast.
yeah, I mean, it's hard to. The scheduling is tough. I think we'll do more, but I don't think we're going to do any until the fall. But yeah, it's just hard to get the guests, the producer, and the hosts all aligned for timing. You know.
And now with so many podcasts out there, on top of the radio stations that already existed, every guest that's worth his salt is being bombarded with requests to come on the podcast.
I felt like the content was important as mental health stuff, but yeah, it's just like you said, to get a good guest, you know, their schedule's got to jive with yours, and then you got to make sure that everybody involved can be involved at the same time, and it's just a little bit of a juggling act. But maybe, you know, we could work something out, KG. What would we call our podcast? Licks and Friends?
Nah. We could have him on as a guest, but I don't want to name it after him. We'll workshop that.
That's good. You're not a complete cuck.
No. Well, what do you say we take a break here?
Okay.
We'll come back in the IHOP 8 o'clock hour. It's been a fun first. What have we been going here for about?
Hour and a half or so.
No, not quite.
Yeah.
All right.
But that's probably enough.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Iggy already bailed out 10 minutes ago.
Nice,
I
Jones.
didn't even notice he was gone.
He needs that smoke bad.
All right, you're listening to TMA presented by Brown and Crouppen.
KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
The world's largest sports book in Las Vegas is now right at your fingertips here in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I'm a lifelong sports bettor, and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited about launching our Circus Sports app in Illinois. It's sports betting the way it should be, with high betting limits, tight money line splits, exceptional customer service, and more. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. Start betting like a pro from anywhere in Illinois.
Hi, this is Doug Biggs from Longo Biggs Injury Law. I'm about to tell you a little inside information about attorney advertising. Buyer beware. Around town, you'll see all kinds of billboards, commercials, and hear radio ads for personal injury law firms. But these billboard firms aren't what they appear to be. After every attorney ad you see or hear is this phrase: the choice of an attorney is an important decision and shouldn't solely be based upon advertisements. There's a reason for that, because all firms are not created equal. What you probably don't know is that if you hire one of these big billboard law firms, you'll hardly ever talk to your lawyer. You don't know which lawyer you're going to get. Could be a first year or someone who's never even tried a case. Your case might even be shipped over to another firm. That's right, the firm you trusted your case to just flipped it to another firm. The bottom line is many of these huge firms are nothing more than a marketing machine who look at your case as a return on their advertising dollars. Many of the faces and names you see never go to court and never handle a case. At our firm, you get exactly what you thought you were getting. CD or myself on your case, both experienced trial lawyers who are in court every week. Don't trust your case with just anyone. Check us out online at longobigs.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Want to take on some legends of TMA?
Sound the same to someone who gives a damn about the best fans in baseball! Tired of it!
The show's so great. Will there be a little speaker system out behind the dumpster, so in case you're servicing me, I'll be able to hear my name?
Then nominate yourself to be this month's TMA Listener of the Month. And if you win, you'll get recognition and other stuff. Sometimes all you have to do to win the prize is be a female.
All it takes is one fake girl to just throw this show completely off course.
Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information at TMASTL.com. The TMA Listener of the Month Club, quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro. Find out more at TMASTL.com. Hey, if you like the morning after, check out Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. HD1, by the way. It's sports talk with Tim McKernan and Action Jackson from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. each weekday, right after the morning after. It's the worst named show in the history of radio, but the content's pretty good, so check it out on 101 ESPN or get the podcast on the TMA app.
Hey, so what's a great way to spread awareness that driving high is illegal everywhere? A catchy song, of course.
You can run, but you can't drive high. You can run, but you can't drive high.
Friendly reminder, don't drive high. If you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Open up your TMA mobile app to win a 4-pack of pit passes to a night of fire and thunder, featuring the Route 66 Twilight Cruise and Car Show Saturday, June 29th at the Worldwide Technology Raceway.
That'll be fun.
Bring out the whole family for a night filled with jet dragsters, ground-pounding pro mods, funny cars, and for the first time ever in St. Louis, a jet dragster car burn.
Oh, this is my wife's car.
It's an incredible night of racing, thrills, and fun for the entire family, including food, beer, merchandise vendors, and DJs, plus 3 live bands. Enter to win your free tickets now at TMASTL.com and on your TMA mobile app.
Stupiracy.
And we're going to go deep diving on stupid history and conspiracy theories.
A video podcast series hosted by the brilliant, suspicious mind of the Morning After's Tim McKernan.
He was cougar hunting. He was cougar hunting. He was up at Brio.
And Rizzuto from The Riz Show.
We're going to talk about Napoleon's penis. Yeah, that's the lead.
They're unearthing history and conspiracy theories few have previously explored. And you can join Tim and Riz for the premiere debut watch party of episode 1, Wednesday, June 19th from 6 to 8 p.m. at Hot Shots in Fenton.
How do they go and get the man's penis? What about the penis?
Watch the first ever episode of Stupiracy, presented by Brown & Crouppen Law Firm and Evergreen Wealth Strategies, before it's released to the public later this month, Wednesday, June 19th, starting at 6 p.m. with Tim and Riz at Hot Shots in Fenton.
Well, I've been on the edge of my seat the whole time. I didn't know like 90% of this stuff.
Find out more at TMASTL.com.
You gotta be on acid to understand what's going on this show.
It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After.
KPN-TFM, HD2.
Collinsville, St. Louis.
How you do that trick, and it makes me scream, she said.
This is one of the encores they play.
Great tune.
Just let it breathe for a bit.
Let it simmer.
It's better than the show.
No doubt.
Show me how you do that trick. The one that makes me scream, she said. The one that makes me laugh, she said. With all in my head.
Welcome back. TMA. It's the IHOP 8 o'clock hour. That is Ken Strode. You may be very familiar with his work. IHOP 8 o'clock hour, Doug.
Uh-huh.
What do you get when you go to IHOP?
Well, you can get just about anything you'd like.
What do you like?
Well, I like the pancake of the month.
It's just pancakes.
Orange cream in June.
All they have is pancakes.
Any bacon?
They've got bacon. Of course they've got bacon.
Omelets?
Sausage. You can probably get a pig's in a blanket there if you'd like.
I bet they got chicken, too.
They do. They have classic chicken sandwiches. They've got the grilled and crispy chicken breast with bacon, lettuce, tomato, 4-cheese blend, avocado, buttermilk ranch on a grilled roll. That fill you up?
$7 bottle of water?
They don't. No, they'll give you water for nothing there. You go to IHOP and you order a glass of water, it's complimentary. Thank you very much. Everything about IHOP I like.
I live very close to the IHOP in Brentwood, and after all this talk, I'm going.
Oh, where are you really?
Yes, I'm
Take
starved.
a big crowd of people with you.
Yeah.
Right after the show, you're going?
I may.
That'd be a good play.
I won't get water. I'd get one of those shakes.
Chocolate milk, perhaps?
They have house-made milkshakes, chocolate vanilla. IHOP is leveraging two of their favorite pancake flavors to create new milkshakes, Cinestack and Cupcake, for the first time ever. You should try one of those.
Do you get whipped cream on your milkshake?
Not usually, no.
Yeah, I don't like whipped cream on a milkshake. I don't really like whipped cream in general, but on a milkshake, I think it ruins it.
I do too. It's too much.
Am I
mean, a milkshake is good enough. You don't need anything
Absolutely.
on top of a milkshake.
Nothing.
They're just trying to dress it up a little bit, especially with a cherry on top. You don't eat the cherry either, do you?
I will.
I don't.
But first, let's get it out of the way if we're going to do it.
Okay.
Golf news, professional golf news. This just in from the Twitter tweets from Anthony Kim. Good morning. On a positive note, I read a draft agreement that has been signed between the PGA Tour and the LIV Golf League. So my question is, are all the people against LIV now okay with money from the Middle East? Have a great day. Anthony Kim.
Well, if there's enough money in your own pocket, almost everyone's okay with LIV. That's usually how it works. People are against it until there's enough money for themselves, and then they're for it.
I never had a problem with LIV. It's just more golf. What's wrong with golf?
Nothing.
Plenty of golf. Text us about golf on the South City Sporting Goods text line. That's 314-881-TMA5. Call us. Are we taking calls?
No,
We're not taking calls?
Nah.
No.
You don't want to talk to Licks?
I just don't want to add another element of turning to the phone and having to answer it. Usually when I'm back in the Sickman studios, I can kind of do it incognito, but I feel a little exposed today, so...
Well, you can contribute by emailing the morning after at InsideSTL.com if you choose. Maybe you can ask Ken Strode about his life's version of Fawn Leibowitz. Could be Cheryl Ladd. Could be Dillian Harper. Who knows?
That's quite a delta between the two of them.
Could be Tony Big Toes, because he texted in and he says, if I dress up like Robert Smith, will Iggy cuddle with me? Iggy?
No, you'd have to be Robert Smith and not dress up like him.
Well, that poses an interesting question.
You'd cuddle with Robert
Would
Smith?
you? Yes.
Yeah, probably. I'd dig him.
Okay, well, now we're meandering into an interesting area. You know, obviously you're a huge fan.
There's no sex involved.
Well, that's what I was wondering.
No.
But just cuddling with another gentleman.
Billy Joe Armstrong, another
bisexual
male crush I have.
Yeah, he's bi.
Yeah, I'd probably hug him and cuddle him.
But there'd be no extracurriculars?
No, I'm not gay.
Clip that off.
But just to say that you would cuddle, you're kind of venturing into that area.
There's nothing wrong with cuddling.
Well, but it usually indicates that you're attracted to the other person.
Well,
gay is a day long.
Well, I'm a little attracted to Billy Joe Armstrong.
If you went to IHOP with Billy Joe Armstrong, would you sit on the same side in the booth with him?
No.
You see people doing that at restaurants?
It's hard to talk. I mean,
Couples?
I'd rather look at the person and talk to him than sit sideways and have to turn.
So that's what I'm getting at here. When you see these people at these restaurants and places like that, and they sit on the same side, I could never do that. I'd rather face the person I'm with so we could have a conversation.
Yeah, it's a little uncomfortable. It's more for convenience than anything.
I see it all the time, though. Well, what's happening?
In a loud restaurant, it might be a little easier to talk or canoodle.
Maybe that's why they want to canoodle while they eat.
Canoodling.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
I think maybe it's more the woman will get offended if her boyfriend didn't sit right next to her.
A giant glob right into my right eye. An enormous glob into my right eye.
Oh. I was talking about sunblock.
Sure you were.
I was.
A lot of overpar scores going on this morning at the U.S. Open.
What's going on down there?
Not going to stop.
We're over there.
Rory's 2 over for the day. Scheffler's 1 over for the day. Harris English had a nice even par round yesterday. He's 3 over for the day. There's a lot of overpar rounds today.
They're not going to water very much. The USGA is probably disappointed that 15 guys were under par yesterday. It's going to be a bloodbath the next 3 days, gentlemen. Just get your seatbelt on.
I don't know. It looks like the way it's going, the cut may be 5 over. Sounds like an LPGA event.
But the cut's normally high on the LP. You've caddied out there. You would know.
No, I'm talking about, I think the first major of the year they had, the cut was 9 over par. 9 over par and you make the cut. And this is only top 60, which, you know, it's kind of odd for a 156-person field that is 60.
What do you think it should be?
Even on the regular tour, it's 65 in cuts. I think for a U.S. Open with that many players, I think it should be top 70 in ties. But
well, you could write a letter to the USGA and see what they tell you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just doing it for DraftKings purposes.
Just send it through a tool. Sure, he'd be able to.
How many people make up the USGA, the committee that determines what the course is going to play like? Is it just a couple guys?
No, I got to think there's probably 8 to 10 people that are in on that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's one guy that makes the final decision, but he's got.
Who was that?
I forgot his name. God, he was there forever. He was the U.S. Open course setup guy for the USGA.
David Fay?
No, he's more of a rules guy. He was a president, I think, but no, they had a guy that was in charge of like pin placements and
hole locations.
How long is the rough? When do we cut the greens? Should we water them? Are we close to losing this course? So there's one guy that made all the decisions, but he had a group of people that had weighed in. I can't think of his name.
What happens when you've lost a course? How bad do things have to get before you say, well, we've lost the course?
They have a couple of times. They made a decision not to water the greens, and they got crusty, and the ball wouldn't stay on the green, and they just kind of lost it.
Yeah,
You want to talk about golf?
Yeah, okay.
There was talk in 2018 at Shinnecock that they lost it a little bit. I don't know if they totally lost it, but a couple holes were a little dicey.
Is that when Mickelson putted the moving ball?
That is correct, and Nagel and I were in the group ahead of him when that happened. But to be honest with you, that whole location wasn't too bad. It was the one that was on the 13th green. On the 15th green, 2 holes after that, there was definitely a whole location that was unfair. And if you missed the ball 3 feet past this whole location that was in the middle of the green, it was 50 feet away. It was unfair. I feel like Ricky Fowler shot like 85 or something that day. And yeah, the USGA, they will test the limits, and I think you're going to see it this weekend, and it's going to be fun. I like seeing the guys, have to fight for their lives out there.
When did your golf career start?
Me?
Yeah. You played at DeSmet, obviously.
I played at DeSmet. I got introduced into the game early. You know, my dad grew up across the street from Westboro, so I was, involved in golf when I was 5 years old.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So, I mean, definitely an advantage to start that early.
Oh, yeah.
For
so
sure.
How old were you before you could really play a little bit?
I mean, I always played junior golf, when I was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Mm-hmm. There at Westboro.
Yep. Very lucky to grow up at Westboro.
And then you went to high school and played, and then where'd you go after that?
Played at DeSmet, and then went to Spring Hill College in Mobile, Alabama.
And played there?
Played there, yes.
How many hole-in-ones you got?
8.
Have you really?
Yes.
You save all the balls?
I think I have 6 of them.
Do you really?
Yeah. What about you? How many hole-in-ones do you have?
None.
Okay.
Never had
Iggy?
one.
I had one at Red Tail in Orlando.
Do you remember how far, what club, all that?
I think it was 140-something, and I might have hit 7-iron. I never saw it. I didn't see it going.
I mean, it's the only one you made. I thought you may recall it, but...
Yeah, those things don't impress me.
Pardon me.
No, I think it was a 7-iron. I think it was what?
7-iron, 140, Red Tail.
Something, Red Tail. It's an uphill, so I.
Do you remember what year?
I didn't see it go in.
When did this happen?
I don't remember the year. I was playing with my brother-in-law. Mary Bryant. She used to do NBC coverage with Jay.
Rings a bell.
Course commentator. I know her pretty well through Jay. When I was going, I was trying to line up some golf because me and my brother-in-law were going to play a couple days. And I called her. She goes, I just joined this new club, Red Tail. I'll get you on. I'll get a tee time for you.
Of course.
So the course had only been open for a couple months.
You didn't have to pay.
I may have had the first hole-in-one. I don't know.
Oh, I'm
Probably.
sure you did.
The inaugural, there's a plaque.
No, I didn't pay. I didn't tell anybody. I didn't want to buy drinks.
This was about Wellington.
No.
Well, he asked the question. He asked me when I had a hole-in-one.
I figured he'd have a couple.
No, just one.
All the golf he's played.
No, I've come close a couple other
These
times.
things don't impress him, though.
No, I did have an albatross at St. Louis Country Club, but nobody witnessed it.
What hole?
So it's not a lie.
I don't know what par 5 was.
Misquote it myself.
How do you not remember an albatross?
I don't remember. It was like, what?
Well, it's either going to be 5.
Like the early...
At St. Louis Country Club, or it's going to be 9. Because you ain't making one on
I don't remember. I can't even tell you the par 5s at Normandy, and I played there 1,000 times.
Well, we need to work on some sort of memory game.
No, it was a 3-wood, and I just hit it.
Privilege.
And you made it.
Toward the green. I couldn't find the ball when I got up there, because it was a Monday, and I worked at St. Louis Country Clubs. I got to play for free. And
I knew you weren't paying.
No, I couldn't find the ball, and it was in the hole.
In the jar.
Nobody...
That's a nice 2.
Nobody can test
par
it. Nobody
5.
could see it.
For the
People think
albatross.
I lie, but... No, I didn't lie. It was in the hole.
Not shocking, a man of your talents.
Yeah. Surprised it doesn't happen more often.
He's very gifted.
Yeah, extremely so.
I was shocked I couldn't find the ball. I thought it was in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah.
I didn't know I hit it that far.
Yeah.
Doug, I feel like your first hole-in-one is coming.
I really haven't come very close. Maybe 2 or 3 feet.
KG, any aces?
Nope. Still waiting.
All right.
I mean, for guys like us, that's just luck.
Now, what do you got in your mouth now?
There's a lot of luck.
Peace eyes.
He uses the screen name Latrina69.
Yeah, the hole-in-one Red Tail, I wasn't going for the pin. I was just trying to get it on the green. It happened to go in. And it was just luck.
It's a great part of the game.
So you're playing college golf.
Yes.
And your goal is to be on the PGA Tour, no doubt.
Yeah.
Isn't everyone's?
At the time, I had some success my junior year, which you always kind of wanted to do that, right? But then I had some success my junior year and thought...
What kind of success?
I lost in a playoff at the national championship and was on the All-American team, and I thought, well, hey, maybe I'm better than I think I am.
You made All-American?
I did.
Wow, what do you have to do to get All-American status?
I won a regional tournament, then I finished runner-up at the national championship.
Who was the guy
they
who
give
beat
you a
you?
plaque.
Who was the sack?
It was a guy named Brent Osachoff.
Oh.
He was from Canada. He played for some Canadian team. I don't remember. But it was at PJ National, which you may have played.
Yeah.
Down there in Palm Beach Gardens in 1999.
Huh.
And then I thought, well,
the dream was real.
Yeah, so I tried. I played for... I think I turned pro in 2003 and played for about 10 years and wasn't very good at professional golf. And then Nagel asked me to start caddying for him in 2017, and I was much better as a caddy.
It got harder as a pro with the pressure? Or the
I don't know if it got harder. I probably got a little bit better as I got older because I a little bit more mature. But my health wasn't great. I had some things going with my bipolar that weren't good. And in retrospect, at the time, you don't really realize it that that's an issue that's causing you maybe not to play as well or not to play as often. And but when it's happening, you're like, oh well, this is just how my life is. So it's no big deal. But when Chris asked me to caddy for him in 2017, we just had success right away, and it felt better to feel that success with him than it did to be by myself and struggling. So I just kind of stayed with him for 5 years. Before I knew it, I was with him for 4 or 5 years, and we had been to 2 Opens and done really well in the Korn Ferry and played in some PGA Tour events and made some cuts out there. So it just became obvious that I was better with Chris than I was by myself.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe he can caddy for you on the Champions Tour.
Yeah, well, I don't see him caddying, but maybe who knows? If I can get myself in shape and maybe spend a year playing some competition, I could maybe do some Monday qualifiers or go to a Q school. But right now, I'm enjoying the caddy thing.
That's a full-time job?
Yeah, I did 24 events last year, and I'll end up doing 22 or 23 this year.
That's a pretty good gig, isn't it? Traveling around to some of the best country clubs in the
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to complain about it, and certainly in comparison to, I caddied on the Corn Ferry for Chris, caddied on the PGA Tour for Chris a little bit, and now being on this Champions Tour for the last year and a half, the Champions Tour is a great gig because there's no cut, so you can actually make your schedule, right? You know, hey, I need to get into this town at this day.
A little more time on Tinder and Hinge.
Sure, of course. Yeah. And I know that we're going to leave on either Sunday night or the next Monday after the tournament's over. I don't have to worry about missing a cut and like canceling a hotel room or getting a new plane ticket or, driving somewhere new after missing a cut. So the Champions Tour I think it's a great tour to caddy on because you can kind of be organized and know your schedule, whereas the other tours, you let's say your guy doesn't play well, you could miss 4 or 5 cuts in a row, and not only are you not getting the percentage that you would receive for prize money, but your travel is kind of all over the place.
Mm-hmm. And he also might blame you for his problems.
Probably.
Yeah. Are caddies treated pretty well out there?
I think so in comparison to the other tours, like caddies on the Corn Ferry, as you would imagine, the food isn't great. You don't have the same hospitality as you do on the PGA Tour and also the Champions Tour. I mean, the PGA Tour, we probably have done 10 events out there with Nagel. That caddy food and the caddy experience out there is really neat because the food's really good. Sometimes you'll get gifts for the tournament. Same kind of thing with the Champions Tour.
What kind of gifts they giving you?
Well, I'll tell you. So, for example, our last tournament in Madison, Wisconsin, Steve Stricker runs it in partnership with American Family Insurance. And when I got there, you register, you fill out all your stuff, and they gave you a waterproof hoodie from Sun Ice, which is a nice golf company. Mm. So, that's a cool thing, right?
Yeah, sure.
And then, I remember when we would go to the John Deere, the caddy tent was enormous, and they had bone-in pork chops one day. They had steaks. They brought in Portillo's, which is a great Chicago restaurant. Oh, yeah. So the hospitality for the caddies, it's changed a lot, I think. Back in the day, 70s, 80s, even the 90s, I think the caddies were looked at as, kind of second-class citizens. And now, I think there's still a little bit of that, but also these days, I think these tournaments understand that the caddies are a big part of what happens with the players.
I think TV has a lot to do with that because when the commentators are always talking about the caddies and their names.
Sure.
And so they become kind of celebrities themselves.
Yeah.
So, hey, we got to take care of these caddies. The LPGA, when I caddied, I don't think there was a year we got, 1 year, and we didn't even have a tent. It was back by the bag room. That's where the caddies hung out. And 1 year we got lucky. They brought in Mr. Good Sense.
Ooh, I love me some Good Sense.
Like a 6-inch sub we got.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad because you see, Colin, who was Annika Sorenstam's caddy forever. He was one of the big names out there. He's sitting back there eating a Mr. Good Sense. Like, God almighty. And then on the PGA Tour, they're in there eating steak. And
are there some caddies who make a lot of money on the PGA Tour?
Oh,
yes. Lots of money? $million or so?
Well, I mean, yeah, if you look at Scotty Scheffler's caddy.
Scott's made more than a lot of the guys that are playing week to week at this point.
Scott's made almost $3 million this year.
Yeah, I mean, like Rory's caddy's killing it. Any big-time player, his caddy's going to do really, really well.
And, Doug, if I was one of those caddies and I was making that kind of money, you know who I would go see?
Mark Milton, probably.
Not Mark Milton.
Mark Hanna.
Mark Hanna over at Evergreen Wealth Strategies.
What a gentleman he is.
Jackson, tell the people about Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies.
I certainly will, Tim, because I had a great conversation with Mark Hanna just the other day. Was talking it over with him. He's such a great human. Like, he really is. Like,
he's starting to sound like the Dalai Lama.
I mean, Doug, you have a conversation with him, and you truly understand this is a guy who gets it. He understands that when you're talking about your financial future, it's so important to take into account not only money, but like your happiness and that spectrum in between. How do you balance out making the most of money possible or doing the best for yourself financially and balancing that with your happiness, because both are so important. Mark understands that about as good as anyone I've ever met, and the way he conveys that message to his client is what I think sets him apart. So that's why I work with Mark Hanna, and I'm very confident that's why you should work with Mark Hanna.
His number is 314-881 or 889-0503, and you can go online at evergreenstl.com. That's evergreenstl.com. and work with the great Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies.
And another thing I would do, Doug, if I was caddying on one of those tours and was firing up the Hinge and the Bumble and trying to score some strange, you know what that's about.
No, not really.
But I would want to make sure that my my dental health was in check.
Oh.
My teeth straight. Yeah. All that.
You might want an Invisalign.
I might want to get an Invisalign, and if I was going to do that, I would go to 100 West Dental.
I would too.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan for a TMA sponsor, and that is 100 West Dental. They just built brand new offices with the most modern technology, with the patient experience at the front of the mind. And you can book now online with virtual consultations, one of very few dental offices that offer virtual consultations with the doctor. No phone call is needed to get in. Just check the calendar online at 100westdental.com for availability to book right then and there. Again, that is 100westdental.com, or you can call 636-585-0100. No insurance, no problem. The membership plan aids in the costs of dental work for those who do not have dental insurance. It's 100 West Dental, online at 100westdental.com.
Okay. That just makes good sense.
You got to take care of those choppers.
Well, yeah, you'll have all kinds of problems if you don't.
You made a good point yesterday about that. It's really true. Like your dental health is really important in comparison to all the other health things in your life.
I mean, it can affect everything. Can affect your heart and everything else.
Yeah, no doubt. Doug, did you ever caddy when you were a kid?
Never, not one time.
Really? Haven't been to Blueberry Hill? Haven't done well-done pizza at Emo's?
No.
What are you doing with your life?
I've never even had a caddy. I don't.
Really?
Not
once?
It feels kind of like caddy either. Feels kind of like slavery to me.
Really? Really?
Yeah, it does.
No, it makes the experience better.
I guess because I would identify more with the caddy than the player.
Well, that's why you would enjoy it.
But I'd feel bad asking someone else to carry my... I understand if you're a pro and there's money involved. I got all that.
Yeah, but if you played at Bell... Like you guys... No, you guys... Didn't you take a caddy at Bell Reeve when you guys played Bell Reeve?
They had a 4 caddy.
Well, that counts.
Telling us where our ball... But there was nobody carrying my clubs or anything.
But it's kind of similar to... It's as close as you're going to get to it.
Yeah. I would just feel horrible to ask somebody to carry my clubs around a golf course. I would feel terrible about
Why?
that.
It's just... I mean, people make a living doing this.
I know. I would just feel terrible to ask someone to do that.
Well, don't. I'm going to figure out a way to get you on the course, and we're going to get you a caddy somewhere.
I don't know. I would want to help him carry the clubs and everything. And
no. You got to let him do his gig, and then you enjoy the stroll. It's really fun to walk a golf course, while you're not carrying your own bag.
I suspect it would be.
I'm sure
I would just feel bad.
I understand, but I'm sure you've walked a golf course and carried your own clubs, right?
No, not for many years.
Yeah, but you have, right?
As a kid,
Right. Well, it's cool to have a guy walking next to you, and it's just fun. It's enjoyable.
I would just think, wouldn't you want to play too? I would want the guy to.
Yeah, but he's there to make money. He's there. He's working.
I know.
You know who has caddied before Doug is Buzz. He says, I caddied in the 2014 Curtis Cup. Got drug out of the hotel room by the ear by Ellen Port trying to bang a girl on the GB&I team.
Oh.
Why don't you leave her out of it with your made-up stories?
Oh.
Well, I know Ellen Port. She does not. She does not take any tomfoolery.
No.
And so, if I'd like that guy to elaborate on that. He
made it up, but leave her name out of your lies.
Do you have a special relationship with Ellen?
No. I like her. I know her.
Yeah.
Not a special relationship.
Well, my thinking is, knowing her, if someone was trying to mess with one of the players, she would, make sure that that player was safe and sound.
I've never met a dildo I didn't think could use an extra inch or two.
He probably said something like that.
That's probably what got him drug out by the ear.
We were going along so nicely there, just talking some golf, talking caddying, talking the Curtis Cup captain, and all of a sudden, you just get sucked back in.
I know.
It's it's the IHOP 8 o'clock hour, even though we're right at 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm. So when's your next caddying gig? When are you working
next week in Endicott, New York.
Now, how will you have to fly?
I'll fly there. Yeah, I like to drive.
You have to pick up your own expenses.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So if your guy doesn't play well, you could lose money.
No, because there's no cut on our tour.
Oh, so he's guaranteed to get something.
Absolutely. I mean, if he finishes last, I think on our tour you're going to make, I don't know, $2 or $3 grand maybe. But he isn't going to finish last. My guy can play.
Okay. I just wondered if the player picked up the expenses for the caddy, but
that's on the live tour. They do.
Do they?
It's not the player that picks up the expenses. It's actually the tour. So, so that I think the live tour might be the best tour to caddy on. But I think after that, I like the Champions Tour because of, the money's not as good as the PGA Tour, but you don't have a cut. So,
would you want to move to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia?
No, I would not.
The Crystal City Clamhammer says, Welly, how hard is it to become a caddy as a 40-year-old? I've been considering a career change. I'm not a great player, but I'm a great vibes guy. Is 40 too late to
Not
get
at
the
all.
game?
Not at all. Is he here in St. Louis? He could go out to the best caddy programs in town would be Old Warson, Belle Reve, Norwood. Those three. If I was going to look to caddy, that's where St. Louis Country Club. I think those are the four I would go and look into. I think they all have super strong caddy programs, and I'm sure they would certainly be more apt to want to have a 40-year-old as opposed to maybe a teenager.
But that's not unless you're just looking for a part-time job to make. I mean, caddies aren't making a living at St. Louis Country Club. That's all.
Well, it'd have to
doing.
be seasonal because you could do it in the spring and the summer and then the fall, but then you'd probably have to go somewhere in the winter months to caddy. I mean, some of these caddies down in South Florida, man,
Yeah, those guys are making $100,000.
They're making $125,000 or $150,000 if you're at the right place. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Really?
Yes, because
And you just walk up to the club and apply?
yeah. And now, if you're not qualified or you don't jive with the caddy master, they'll tell you to get lost. But yeah, I mean, that's basically, or you might have to have an in with somebody that's already there, but that's how it goes. I mean, some of these clubs down there, they're so expensive, and you're required to take a caddy every time, especially like before 2 in the afternoon. And I have friends that caddy at these private clubs that are making 6 figures.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I make good money at Augusta because everybody has to walk. You can't take a cart at Augusta.
I expect those are probably full-time jobs.
And it's not a lot.
Augusta,
Well,
wouldn't you think?
Augusta, they only play like
Augusta
5 months out of the
closes.
year.
Yeah, Augusta closes for a stint, but you can. I have friends that have caddied there and that live there, and you can definitely do well there for sure. And then there's other courses in that area, in that like Augusta, South Carolina area as well, like Aiken, where if you just work at Augusta for the months that it's open, which is probably like Iggy said, is accurate 5 months, then you go to these other courses and you can make 6 figures. I mean, it's really good money. Now you got to be able. You have to understand you're gonna have to be in decent shape, and you're going to walk a lot, and you're going to be tired. It's a grind, but you can make, and a lot of it's cash. Some of it's not. Some of it's taxed, and you're on the club
Chase
payroll.
this dough and get money.
A lot of these guys are carrying double bags too.
Of course.
And
But
some of the
these
super
days,
rich probably drop some pretty nice tips when it's
of
all over,
course,
too.
especially let's say you caddy for some guys that are gambling, and the right guy wins all the money, and he's responsible for paying for the caddies. Oh man, yeah, you could do really well. I mean, there's times when you could walk out of these particular caddy jobs at these private clubs where you could make $500, $600, $700 in a day.
Really?
Yes, 100%, very possible.
Yeah.
And you probably at the high end places, you're never going to go leave with less than 200.
Do the players in the pro-am tip you?
They have. Sometimes they do. Like I'm glad you brought that up. Sometimes, like the guys I caddy with, they'll brag about the money they got in the pro-am, like and I don't even. I mean, I'm there to help my guy and get ready for the tournament, right? But sometimes these amateurs will tip the caddies in the group, which is fine. I mean, that's nice of them, but I'm certainly not trying to get tips during the pro-am at all. That's a practice round for us.
I did almost one time nobody tipped me.
Shocking.
And I did everything for them, though. I cleaned their balls.
Yeah, I'll do that sometimes, but not on every
but-
hole. Because I don't view it as I'm there to help the amateurs. I view it as I'm trying to get my guy prepared for the tournament. But that does happen. Like I got one buddy.
It's a pro-am, so
he prides himself on that. Like he's like, oh, I got 200 today. I got 100 today. Like, okay, well that's great. Good for you.
You got to work at it.
Yeah, you do. You gotta run around a little bit more, rake some bunkers and all that kind of stuff. But
You ever have the pro yell at you?
yeah, sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, not often.
For
Not
doing what?
Nagel never did. I mean, Nagel would get very rarely. He would get, if he wasn't playing well, he might get a little edgy, but never like directed at me. But basically, when that happens, it's because the guy is struggling for a hole or two, right? It's never just because maybe I did something wrong. It's always based on the fact that he's frustrated with how he's playing. But Nagel's really not like that at all. And then my guy now is a little bit more fiery, and he'll get a little bit quick with his words if he isn't hitting it good, But I mean, I understand that he's competing and he's on the grind, so you can't take that.
You can't
personally.
fight him or anything on the course.
No, but
You ever
I
drop the
did.
mittens and-
I did hear a wonderful story about Jay Williamson from a caddy.
Oh yeah,
I guess
true story too.
Have you heard this story? It was at
Caddy started throwing his balls in the water.
It was at Hartford, I think. Yeah. So I guess Jay Williamson really irritated this caddy, and this guy dumped out all of his golf balls in the water. He only had one golf ball left, and he was using that golf ball. And I guess the guy just threw the clubs down and said, "I'm out," because they had some sort of spat. And so Jay had to get some guy out of the crowd to carry. I think it was like the last 3 or 4 holes. So that kind of thing can happen, to answer your question.
Play with that one ball, or you're out.
Well, I assume he had to finish with that ball. Yeah, because if you run out of golf balls, I don't know if you can ask your playing partners to borrow one or not, but
I think you can. I think you can if they let you borrow one.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know.
The
I've never been in a situation.
The
where
only difference story I heard is that he carried his own bag for the last 3 holes.
Yeah, I don't think you can. You have to have somebody else. Like the rule is, you have to have somebody carry it. But I've heard the story multiple times from a couple different guys, including the guy who was the caddy.
Well, if you were a fan and you saw that, you'd probably be happy to caddy the rest of the way. You'd think that was pretty cool.
Absolutely. I think so, too. If
Just don't stand in his line.
Oh, boy. Well, obviously, he was already hot to begin with in that situation. But, yeah, that can happen. I mean, I've heard stories of guys getting into it with a player and just leaving the bag on the ground and just walking in. Like, no real fight, just here you go. Or maybe an FU here or there, but...
Any golfers get into fights with each other?
Oh, yes. Really? Absolutely. Yeah, like guys, all sorts of different stuff can happen. Like if somebody walks in somebody else's line and it happens repeatedly, or someone's moving, in someone's peripheral vision. I mean, it's not like an all out, guys are cheating. Like if somebody gets caught like moving their coin wrong, or like it's not like an all-out brawl, but it's like they're barking back and forth. I've definitely seen that.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, you'd be surprised at how much that goes on.
Some of the difference with the LPGA Tour, nobody on the PGA Tour and nobody on the Champions Tour, and I would say probably nobody on the Korn Ferry Tour probably has a local caddy. They all have a caddy. They're not. Yeah,
so
maybe the
Korn Ferry definitely more local guys pop up because the local guys are going to be cheaper. They don't have to pay them as much. And actually on our tour, on the Champions Tour, I think a lot of the guys that Monday qualify in will get a local caddy because it's cheaper, and also they just qualified on that Monday before, so they haven't had time to organize a caddy of their own.
Yeah, but the ones that are exempt.
Oh yeah,
they're
not getting somebody.
The LPGA has a lot of players that take local caddies.
Is that right?
And
that's the one tour I haven't caddied on.
Yeah, and the years. I mean, I never got great players, obviously, because they need a caddy.
Well, they got a great caddy, though.
They don't know they're making the cut or not. They're not going to pay. Nobody wants to caddy for somebody this bottom of the money list. But I got fortunate. Every girl that I caddied for made the cut.
Because of your guidance, probably.
Mostly.
Well, I was friends with John Hayes, who was the head pro at Forest Hills.
Yeah. DeSmet Jesuit.
And he would always let me pick. He would give me a list of people that are looking for caddies. Mm-hmm. And I would look at the list, and I'd look at the money list. I'd see what they'd done the last 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah. So I'd try to find somebody that, she's made 2 cuts in a row, and say, okay, I'll take Sharon Smyers, good-looking Australian woman.
Of course.
But then I got Erica Wyckoff one year, and we finished 8th.
Wow, that's a good finish.
Yeah. And so she asked for me the next year.
Of course. I'm surprised she didn't take you on the road with her.
Yeah. And when you're not a well-known player, you're going to get stuck with other not well-known players.
Correct.
And so usually had local caddies in our group with me. But they're like members' kids. Yep. They're like 12 years old.
Or maybe even a member, too.
Yeah. They don't know the rules. The player has out of the bunker, he walks away. Hey, kid, you got to rake that thing, man. Or you just walked on our line. Hey, grab the flag. It's your player's turn. They don't know what they're doing. So I'm basically have to tell all these kids that I'm playing with how to caddy.
Well, far be it from you to help anybody else while you're doing your job.
I got things to do. I can't tell them.
I understand.
Hey, did you rake the bunker, kid? Can you rake that bunker? The second year I caddy for him, she's like in 30-something place. We're in the final round. She's not going anywhere. We're on like the 16th hole. And it's a par 4, but the pin was in the front that day, and it's a very narrow green. Kind of like 12 at Augusta.
I'm sure very similar.
Not deep.
This is at Forest Hills or Fox Run?
Forest Hills.
Okay.
And so she goes, what do you think? 5 wood? I go, well, I said, if we had 5 wood, we're probably going to have a 6-iron to the hole. The pin is in front. It's not deep. You're not going to have a lot of green to work with. I think if we had 3 wood, we probably put it over the cart path. Probably got a wedge in there. We can hold a wedge. I don't know. I talked her into 3-wood. She duck hooks it left into the woods.
Your fault, right?
Throws the club at me. Great call. Great call.
Yeah,
Well, I didn't tell you to duck hook it, honey.
You said honey? You called her honey?
I didn't say honey, but I said, look, I didn't tell you to duck hook it.
You know, this is very interesting. You can remember in very severe detail this whole location, the yardage, the clubs, but you can't remember your own hole in one.
Because she yelled at me. I remember it. She wouldn't even let me clean the ball. We get up to the green, just like mud all over a ball.
You know,
I put the glass, it's fine. I go, you got dirt and mud all over the ball.
Got to let
It's
the
fine.
player have his first.
I remember that because she yelled at me.
Of course you.
And I asked.
No one yells at you and gets away.
And I asked, because Annika went on and won the tournament, which she did every year anyway. And I forget the Dan Reardon, who covers golf in St. Louis forever.
Name rings a bell. Yeah.
And he was always the one guy who started the questions in the
in the media session.
So I texted him after our round because Annika teed off last and we were teed off like early. So I said, when you get in the media room, please ask Annika what she hit on 16 because she made birdie. So he texted me back. Everything was, she had driver. She had driver flip wedge.
Hey, I don't want to step on this caddy talk, but it's 9/11 here in the IHOP 8 o'clock hour.
Yeah.
We got some bills to pay still.
Oh.
And I know we all miss Tim, so I'm going to allow Tim to tell us just a little bit about Prestige Pool and Spas.
Okay, that'd be nice.
Final weekend of Prestige Pools and Spas giant hot tub and swim spa sale at Mid-Rivers Mall. Time to get that hot tub you've always wanted. Take advantage of one of the biggest discounts ever offered, plus special financing and additional savings on floor models. Spas are in stock for quick delivery, plus for every spa that is sold, Prestige Pools and Spas will donate $100 to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Located at Mid-Rivers Mall in between Macy's and Best Buy, it's the final weekend of the Prestige Pools and Spas giant hot tub and swim spa sale.
And, you know, just that little bit of Tim is never quite enough.
Oh,
ring it. Ring it loud.
So we're going to go ahead and hear a little bit about Oracle.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
Oral?
No,
we'll let Iggy tell us about Oral. Tim's going to tell us about Oracle.
Okay.
If you're running a fast-growing business in St. Louis, listen up. NetSuite's Business Grows Here event is coming to St. Louis on Thursday, June 27th. Don't miss it. Why St. Louis? Because NetSuite knows St. Louis is a hub for entrepreneurs with forward-thinking founders, a top talent pool, and pro-business leadership. Apply to attend the business event of the year taking place at the Union Station Hotel on Tuesday, June 27th. You'll learn how Missouri is paving the way for new business growth and capital. See how technology, fueled by AI, is shaping the way we grow and run our businesses. And you'll be inspired by business leaders like Jamie Simonoff, founder of Ring Video Doorbell, who headquartered his next company right here in St. Louis. NetSuite by Oracle. Business Grows Here is free to attend if you qualify. Apply right now to find out because seats are going quickly. Block out your calendar for Thursday, June 27th. Apply at netsuite.com/Missouri. That's netsuite.com/Missouri.
We're going to do one more here, Doug.
Are we?
We talked about how hot it was going to be.
Trifecta.
Coming over the weekend.
Little tepid.
But I know if I was really heating up and I wanted to cool down with a nice ice cold treat, there's only one place I would go to.
I'm with you.
Where would you go?
Probably Ted Drew's.
That's exactly where.
Okay,
Doug.
yeah.
You head to Ted Drew's. How do you do? Doug, both the South Grand location and the Chippewa location are open. A St. Louis tradition since 1929. They are celebrating 95 years and 4 generations of family serving St. Louisans that famous frozen custard. And they have a new specialty flavor.
What's that?
For 2024. It's the Lewis and Clark Trail Mix. Here's what you get. Ted's delicious vanilla frozen custard blended with clusters of granola, almonds, pecans, Reese's peanut butter cups, and pretzels. Ooh. Now, last year, you had the City Red. That's still there. That's delicious. That's one of my go-tos. Ted's delicious vanilla frozen custard blended with maraschino cherries, coconut flakes, and Dad's Scotch oatmeal cookies, served as a concrete or as a sundae. Great sponsor of this program. It's Ted Drew's. Head there this weekend.
Well, I didn't like the editing there at the end.
Well, we're just going to fade it out.
What in the world was that?
Did he say Sunda?
He did. I don't like that.
Sunda.
Say
That's a Sunday.
There's alternate pronunciations all throughout this show.
Really?
I don't like Sunda at all.
So coming up in the Schaefer Door 9 o'clock hour, Doug, we're going to have those drops of the week that I made.
Okay.
We're going to have that design, air, heating, and cooling email of the day.
Got to get through that, sure.
And this show is just flying by, I tell you.
Yeah.
So it's been fun.
It's been a fabulous little presentation.
It's a beautiful Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So this has been the IHOP 8 o'clock hour. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.
All right, that makes sense to me.
TMA presented by Brown and Crouppen.
Okay.
Rosalita's Cantina is known for having the best patio and the best Tex-Mex in town. From carne con cerveza to shrimp diablo, the amazing menu at Rosalita's is full of classic Mexican dishes. Plus, it's always time for a margarita. Rosalita's has the most delicious house and specialty margs in town. Enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 and brunch at the De Pere location on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 to 3. Check out rosalitascantina.com or visit the downtown or De Pere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalita's.
I'm Tim McKernan here with Action Jackson talking to you about Mark Hanna. TMA listeners have a lot to think through financially.
Whether you're like me and just getting started with your financial planning or you're already retired, call Mark Hanna.
It all starts with a 15-minute phone call to discuss your needs and design the right strategy for you and your future.
Visit evergreenstl.com or give Mark a call at 314-889-0503 today. Mark Hanna offers securities through Equitable Advisors, LLC, member FINRA, SIPC, a broker-dealer. Equitable Advisors, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Evergreen Wealth Strategies is not a registered investment advisor and is not owned or operated by Equitable Advisors or Equitable Network.
If you want a first-class, top-of-the-line, high-quality interior remodeling job, you know who I'm going to suggest. Collier & Thompson. Known for their kitchen and bathroom remodels, Collier & Thompson is where you go when you want your remodeling job done right the first time. Collier & Thompson doesn't just do large remodeling jobs. They do plenty of man caves, bars, offices, pretty much anything inside your home. Check out their 10,000-square-foot showroom next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House on Manchester. Let them bring your dream remodel to reality. CollierandThompson.com.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with Seth Goldcamp of Design Air Heating and Cooling, and I have been a long-time Design Air client. What separates you guys from everybody else?
It's becoming more common for companies to just get their foot in the door. They try to come up with different ways to upsell. They try to see how much they can make off of a customer as opposed to, hey, we're in there to do a service. We're going to do it well. We're going to do it for a fair price.
I don't know how many emails I have received from our listeners who experience the incredible customer service Design Air Heating and Cooling provides. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling, online at designairservice.com.
Hi, this is Chris Pondoff from Illinois Recovery Center. As someone who battled alcoholism and addiction for 20 plus years, I understand the dark places you can find yourself stuck in. Alcoholism and substance abuse takes a heavy toll on your body and your mind, but you can overcome it. Start your journey to recovery at the Illinois Recovery Center, a rehab treatment center that provides comprehensive and customized rehabilitation addiction treatment. If you or a loved one are struggling with addiction, please know that there is hope. Visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com today.
Hey guys, this is Doug Biggs from Longo Biggs Injury Law. We became sponsors of the show because we love this show. We were listeners for years before we started sponsoring. We love coming to the events, playing in the golf tournaments, even though I got demolished in the second round of the match play. But we love sponsoring the Dotem as well, and we'll miss it this year. Hopefully it comes back next year. If you're at one of these events, you might have met us out there and you found out we're a lot like the rest of the audience. We are the audience. You get hurt in an accident, you don't just have to take our word for it, you can take Tim's. If he knows someone that gets hurt, he's going to recommend us. Check us out at longobigs.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Want to take on some legends of TMA?
Sound the same to someone who gives a damn about the best fans in baseball! Tired of it!
The show's so great. Will there be a little speaker system out behind the dumpster, so in case you're servicing me, I'll be able to hear my name?
Then nominate yourself to be this month's TMA Listener of the Month. And if you win, you'll get recognition and other stuff. Sometimes all you have to do to win the prize is be a female.
All it takes is one fake girl to just throw this show completely off course.
Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information at TMASTL.com. The TMA Listener of the Month Club, quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro. Find out more at TMASTL.com. Stupiracy.
And we're going to go deep diving on stupid history and conspiracy theories.
A video podcast series hosted by the brilliant, suspicious mind of the Morning After's Tim McKernan.
He was coug hunting. He was cougar hunting. He was up at Brio.
And Rizzuto from The Riz Show.
We're going to talk about Napoleon's penis.
Yeah, that's the lead.
They're unearthing history and conspiracy theories few have previously explored. And you can join Tim and Riz for the premiere debut watch party of episode 1, Wednesday, June 19th from 6 to 8 p.m. at Hot Shots in Fenton.
How do they go and get the man's penis?
What? about the penis.
Watch the first ever episode of Stupiracy, presented by Brown & Crouppen Law Firm and Evergreen Wealth Strategies, before it's released to the public later this month, Wednesday, June 19th, starting at 6 p.m. with Tim and Riz at Hot Shots in Fenton.
Well, I've been on the edge of my seat the whole time. I didn't know like 90% of this stuff.
Find out more at tmastl.com. KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Now,
It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After
on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis.
Yes.
We're going to let this breathe for just a second.
Yeah. Let it simmer.
Is this one of the best lovemaking songs, Doug?
What's the name of this song?
This would be Freak Me by Silk.
Freak Me. I guess it would be. I don't know. I don't consider myself an expert in that area.
Lovemaking?
Well, the songs that go with it.
We're back. It's the morning after. It's the Schaefer Door 9 o'clock hour. Douglas Elvin Vaughn, Ken Strode, KG and O-Town, and myself, Michael Wellington, here with you on a Friday morning of the U.S. Open 2024 at Pinehurst.
Mm-hmm. What do you think you'd shoot there?
Whew, a lot.
He's already played there.
So what would you shoot there?
I mean, I'd be happy to break 90 after what I saw yesterday out there. It's carnage, Doug.
How about the rest of us who were like 18 handicaps?
Well, you're looking at triple digits.
Well, I could look at triple digits almost anywhere.
Yeah, over at Riverside, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll get you a caddy and a $7 water and see what kind of day you can have.
I'd be very uncomfortable with that.
Are you going to go to another game soon?
Oh, I'm sure I
Cardinal
will.
game?
Yeah. I like going.
Do you like to go, 15 games a year, 10 games a year?
That's about it.
Yeah?
Maybe, 10, 12, something like that. Yeah. There's not always a whole lot else to do here. Maybe you've noticed.
Fair.
I always enjoy going.
Of course, so do I. Who doesn't? It's. I mean, I always say if St. Louis didn't have the Cardinals, we'd be Wichita.
Yeah, we would be. Yeah. Yeah, I spent a lot of time in Wichita.
You have?
My parents were from Wichita, Kansas.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just
So I used to always go there on vacation to see the grandparents and the aunts and uncles, and all I ever saw there was old people. I'm sure there's something other than old people there, but that's all I ever saw. So that's my image of Wichita. Is everybody's old.
Just heart of the Midwest.
Well, Michael Frank's Love did not like the return song, Doug.
Oh, no.
Why
He said,
not?
I'd rather listen to Iggy sing on YouTube than listen to that crap ever again.
Oh, boo-hoo.
I liked the song.
Yeah.
What'd you play?
Freak Me by Silk.
I came in right at the end of it.
A little R&B cut.
Mm-hmm.
Something to get everybody hot and bothered for the weekend.
Yeah, I thought it was okay.
You know what else gets people hot and bothered for the weekend,
I
Doug?
can't imagine.
Well, it's Friday, and that means we've got our drops of the week.
Okay, go ahead and hit the lever.
Drops of the week.
Yeah, you gotta drop it like a hot dog.
It's a wonderful drop.
Indeed it is.
Clip that off.
Clip that off.
Clip that off.
I slow danced at Hito.
Hi, Doug.
He can't get me off in the bedroom.
Chardonnay and anal is a close second to PB&J.
Hey, Mama.
Jackson plays with my baseball every day.
It's a good day to have a great day.
Tim said it, but you're the one who agreed with him. I'm not going for you. Would you like to take that morning wood out of my boy mouth and spray my A cups with some of that Southside semen?
I've never been nervous around Learn.
What's a fat crank?
I love Learn.
Does she have a safe word?
Did you say cheese sandwich? That reminds me of an ass.
Ivana Bespun.
No, he's got a penis.
No, I want to feel the magic.
Have you noticed an uptick in pierced nipples?
Did you hit on the cart girl at all, Iggy?
And that is the reason why Cletus is my dog.
His game is legit. His handicap, meh.
But what about the feeling in your hole.
Get them off.
Well, everybody knows me from Nick and the Badger.
I'm sitting on my left testicle, so I need to move it.
Yeah, he's ripping stuff. Big ball sack.
The old suppository.
How big is this thing that goes in your bunghole?
The butthole is basically like a second mouth.
We'll make the stadium a humidor.
And then he comes right to your house and checks on your wife?
Shave my bush, huh?
Orgasmic.
I call you Ken, pal.
Facts.
I fire dollops on Doug.
Who are you talking to?
Call in, big butt plug enthusiast.
Shave my balls.
The St. Louis sports fan is way too obedient.
They're cool fans.
When you threaten me, you don't want to threaten me.
Oh, you're just dumb. I don't even know what's going on. All right.
That was Drops of the Week.
Drop, down, drop.
Well, nice job on the drops of the week.
Yeah, bravo.
Thank you. Those are, like I said, those are fun to do.
Does it take a while to do that, to go through all the shows? You write
not
them
really,
down. You write down the time. And
yeah,
weird things
when one of you guys says something that feels like it would go in well, I just hit one little key. It marks the spot, and then when I'm going back and going through, I know exactly where to go listen to.
Is that right?
And then it's just a matter of maestroing that stuff together.
Don't say maestroing.
What would you prefer I say?
Editing?
Editing?
Yeah.
I'm a maestro.
Okay.
Doug, I think you're the only one on today's panel that is a father. What are you planning for your Father's Day?
Well, you don't plan your own Father's Day.
Well, do you have some traditions or?
Not really.
Okay,
No.
really?
Usually the family comes over and we have a barbecue or something. I think that's what we're doing again.
Do you get like gifts on like you would on your birthday?
A few, yeah.
Maybe some Cardinal tickets and some bottled water.
I think on Sunday, we're actually going to play that miniature golf place down there on not the Central West End, but what is it, that newfangled indoor...
Well, there's a couple new ones down there. There's one on the Loop that's kind of close to Blueberry Hill. You probably haven't been there.
Going to that one.
But the other ones, is that the area called the Cortex?
Putt Shack?
Foundry?
Yeah. I think, the Foundry area. I think it is a Putt Shack.
Putt Shack's a great first date spot, by the way.
Yeah, cool spot. I went in there I was possibly going to have a charity event there for Birdies for Bipolar, and very cool spot. I think you'll enjoy it, and it's indoors, so you won't have to deal with the heat.
Yeah.
Check with the owner, see if he'd be interested in a morning after putt-putt tournament.
Yeah, you want to run that?
Yeah, I do.
The Ken Stroke Putt-Putt Classic.
Oh.
Yeah.
That'd be the TMA.
Okay.
Putt-putt-pud.
You have the authority to do that?
No, I'd have to check with Jesse, see if there's something that would be doable. If it's a money maker, we can make money and people can have fun.
Mm-hmm. Just want to make sure.
It would be something that probably we'd need to be able to start a shotgun start.
Shotgun start in miniature golf?
Yeah, we'd have four players, have 18 foursomes, and there's a foursome. It'd be individual, it'd be singles. But you'd have 4 people on a hole, 18 holes, and we'd have everybody keeping everybody else's scorecard. And they go pretty quickly, and that'd be 72 players?
If Cletus participated in that, what do you think his handicap would be?
Well, there'll be no handicap in this tournament.
Well, that's good. It's good to hear. It'll be scratch.
Can he bring his red wine to the...
Absolutely.
To the yeah.
We'd have to see 72 players, what the course would charge us. Could we do different things afterwards? Can we have a little area where we can have food and drink afterwards and things like that?
They do. It's upstairs there. I looked into it. It's cool.
This is a little bonus. Mr. Sider says, I got my first double penetration at Putt Shack. Great venue.
Oh, boy.
You got double penetrated? How many holes you got, boy?
Hey.
Clip that off.
Yeah. The best miniature golf I've ever been to is one of those Tiger Woods places that we played down in Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
I forget. It's kind of
Top Stroke.
That's it. It's kind of like Top Golf goes putt-putting.
Yep.
Because it's very similar to that. It's, you can have lunch and dinner there, and it's first class all the way. Really very cool. And the holes weren't shoot it between the clown's mouth. It was just really long holes with almost legitimate putting, a lot of it.
What kind of holes?
Legitimate.
This is an interesting idea. Forget the putt-putt. What about just having foursomes? That's from Poutsel and I. Well, we're having the 20th anniversary orgy in July.
Then people will pair up there.
Where is that?
I don't know if the venue has been determined yet. There's going to be a secret venue, a secret password, and we'll give that to those that need to know as it nears a little.
Shoot me a text. I'd like to know.
Yeah, you're on the list.
Date, time,
I missed that one.
Venue.
Like you'll knock on a door and the guy will slide open a little window and say, "What's the password?"
Well, there won't be a window up here, like at eye level. There'll be like a a secret window down below.
glory hole?
A glory hole, if you will. You just
You have
give
to
it
knock,
a little
you know.
tug and come on in.
You have to knock and then say, "May I join you?"
Ooh, I wish I had that drop ready. Yeah. I can listen to Doug talk about holes all day. That's from the unnamed DJ. He's been really active today.
All right.
I think a putt-putt turn would be fun.
I agree.
And it'd be
kinda
quick.
like that idea.
Yeah, it's
It'd be
easy.
quick. It wouldn't be a 6-hour round of golf. It'd
Maybe
be,
it's a winter thing where people can do something indoors.
You can still sell hole sponsors.
Yeah, it's inside. We can do that. And
You know who I bet would come?
Who?
The best insurance guy in the biz.
James Carlton?
James Carlton.
Yeah, he'd be there. For sure he'd be there.
The State Farm Insurance Agency is my insurance agent. He's the Plowhawks insurance agent, and I would love for him to become your insurance agent as well. I personally made the switch 5 years ago to work with James, and when I did, they did all the paperwork for me. Couldn't have been any easier. And now that I've made the switch, I see the difference. You can go online and type James Carlton State Farm Insurance in Google, and you will see 353 5-star reviews. I'll just scroll through here and pick one. Here we go. I just switched my business vehicle to James Carlton State Farm. Mike was great to work with. He explained the changes in coverage and was able to save me a considerable amount on my coverage. I will be sending my other coverage to James Carlton to see what he can do. That's James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency in Webster Groves, 314-961-4800. James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency in Webster Groves, online at carltoninsurance.net. If your insurance costs a leg and an arm, call James Carlton State Farm.
And don't forget, you can still email in for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Coming up here, in about 15 to 19 minutes, Doug.
Now will you go through and look at some of the emails to make sure they're not overly vile?
Sure, of course. I've got the folder pulled up right here.
Sometimes they slip through.
Yeah.
When you least expect it.
Should we talk about the standings?
I'm sorry?
Should we talk about the standings?
Please, fill us in on the standings.
Well, I mean, currently, Buck Swope has 2 titles this month, and it is a 6-way tie for second place between Marty Horowitz, Mr. Licks, the East Alton hockey mom, the JV golf coach, Kevin Miller, and Cliff's neighbor.
Oh, so it's wide open.
It really is.
Big month.
A lot of time left.
Doug, do you think any emailer will ever come near that record of, it was either 13 or 14 wins in the month that Blueberry Pop Pop had back in March?
I doubt it.
Untouchable.
Yeah.
I really do think that will be an untouchable record.
Yeah.
What happens first? Somebody catches that record or the 56-game hitting streak?
Well, I was thinking more like Byron Nelson winning like 11
11 in a row.
Yeah.
That'll never be touched.
No.
These are similar comparisons.
I would think so. It takes the same level of skill.
Yeah, these are competitive arenas that are almost exactly the same.
Same kind of worldwide competition.
Yeah, so get those emails in. You still got a little time. And so we have plenty of time for the emails at the end of the show. We're going to hear a little bit about the Illinois Recovery Center.
Are we?
Great place.
Okay.
Transform your story at Illinois Recovery Center. At Illinois Recovery Center, the team believes in the strength of every individual's journey to recovery. Whether you're taking the first step or continuing your path, the IRC's dedicated team is here to support you. Discover the path to lasting recovery and renewal at Illinois Recovery Center, where compassionate support meets personalized care for your unique journey. The IRC builds unwavering determination to thrive beyond the shadows of the past. Whether you've made the life-saving choice to seek help on your own or you want to be prepared for the other end of an addiction intervention with a loved one, the chance to learn about addiction recovery is available to you at the Illinois Recovery Center in Swansea. If you or someone you know wants more information about the Illinois Recovery Center, please call 888-472-9559 or visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com.
I really do want to get out there and check that place out.
I want to tell you about it because I've been.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please.
So, obviously, I've got a pretty extensive mental health background, addiction stuff, had my own troubles, but also have been on the other side of it trying to help people that struggle. And when I went to look at that place, I thought to myself, man, this is incredible. And what I mean by that is all the furniture and the flat screen televisions, everything's very modern. Everything is like super clean. They have this amazing gymnasium for exercise for people that go there. I just feel like, and I actually have a friend that lives in Madison, Wisconsin, that I'm trying to get his son to go there right now. It's a bit of a struggle, but if you have a loved one that you're trying to get help, whether it's addiction, mental health services, Illinois Recovery Center is your place. I'm telling you. I know Eric Connolly very well, tremendous gentleman. He runs the show over there. What they're doing is special. A lot of these places out there, they don't really, they're just in it for the dollars. And I feel like the people in Illinois Recovery Center are trying deeply because they want to help people. And the environment that they've created there is conducive to help people, become healthy and become well. So look into it if you have a loved one that needs help.
Is that an inpatient thing? Outpatient? Do you
Definitely,
live there?
The inpatient opportunity is there. I think they may offer outpatient as well, but definitely inpatient because the beds are all new. Like I said, they got flat screen televisions in every bedroom. They got a lot of living areas with new furniture and the flat screen televisions. Like I just feel like that's the kind of place where someone could actually get well. Whereas some of these places, and I've been in a few of them all over the country, they're dirty, they're dated, not a place where you can really make a change. So Illinois Recovery Center, if you're serious about getting well.
That's incredible.
Let me throw this story at you real quick.
Okay. Please do. I can't wait.
It's kind of like a Dear Deidre, but it's actually from somebody on Facebook.
It's a Dear Ken?
I'm not going to give her name. No, it's actually an actual post on Facebook. She's a friend, so I'm not going to give her name.
So who is it?
Nobody's going to know who it is.
Initials, please.
No, you don't know. I went on a date this week. The man is from Chesterfield and has no financial issues. We both like thrifting, so he took me to some thrift shops in Waterloo, Illinois. It was fun, and afterwards we had a late lunch at an Italian restaurant. He told me he only eats once a day. This sounds like me, except for the no financial issues. After I finished my salad, I left a few bites on the yellow lettuce. He asked me if I was going to eat it. When I said no, he took my plate and ate every bite. Yikes. After arriving home, I had a cup of tea in the center console of my car that I was going to throw away. It had been in the car all day. He said, "No, I'll drink that." OMG. What are your thoughts? Some say I'm picky.
Is that the end of the story?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, what kind of dude is this? That he's eating her salad, he's drinking her old tea?
I'm not sure.
He's got a thing about wasting anything. He's so cheap that he doesn't want to waste anything at all.
I don't know. The thing that I found, I actually commented on, I said, well, that must have went okay because it looks like he took you home and you drove. She said on my way home, he must have been in the car, in her car. She had tea in her car. So not only did she drive, but she went back to her house.
Well, does it make any sense to go thrift shopping when you're from Chesterfield to go all the way to Waterloo, Illinois? You're probably spending $20 in gas just to do that.
Yeah, maybe there's no thrift stores in Chesterfield.
There's plenty of thrift stores all over St. Louis County.
Could have gone to the Loop.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's lots of... There's thrift store. You go to Goodwill. There's Goodwill everywhere, isn't there?
Well,
Goodwill in Brentwood across from Carl's.
Yeah, turn it around. If you're a guy and you take out a girl, and she goes, I only eat once a day, and then she ate my leftover salad and drank a cup of tea I had in the car all day, what would you think if you were a guy and the girl did that?
Yeah, it's an interesting shared hobby, the thrift.
Can we get back to talking about golf or putt-putt? Really anything other than Iggy's Facebook finds. That's from the wedding tackle. You like when you started a sentence with Doug?
No, go ahead. Don't read them. Just stop talking about it. Just thought I'd throw out a story.
How about we not let Ken talk anymore today? That's from Who's Your Daddy?
Come on, Hoosier.
And from the 314, Michael, I have a bone to pick with you. Yesterday you golfed with my husband, and you promised him that your first agenda of the day would be to arrange the more popular MMF with him, Doug, and myself. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Jakey, Big Mistakey's sister-in-law?
You know, I'm glad that she chimed in to remind me that is true. I played with Jakey, Big Mistakey's younger brother yesterday. Sir David, we'll call him. Yeah, we're going to try to arrange something. Obviously, that needs to be negotiated. Tell her that if she wants to throw in any detailed ideas, we're open to hear anything she has to say. And my apologies for not mentioning it earlier in this presentation.
Probably slip your mind.
Well, I was a little nervous, you know, first time running the quote-unquote point, if you will. So I was really a little bit out of my comfort zone this morning when we started.
Well, it's all going fine.
The adrenaline was very similar to being on the first tee with Nagel at Shinnecock Hills.
I doubt that.
I could see
I doubt it seriously.
This is the worst hijack in the history of the show. What's that, Welly? No more powerful information, please. I've got a Facebook post I need to read. That's from another member of the Elite Eight of the Fan Page Club Championship and the reigning champion, Dogtown Ty. And he was my pick to win this year's FPCC as well. I got him to repeat.
Okay.
Well, we were done with the live spot, and I think we all know we love Christopher Pondoff. He does a great job over there, and we told some stories, and it's a great place. I thought we were done with this. Sorry I brought that up. And I can't wait. I just hope you get Cletus and we kick your ass.
Hey, come on
and
now.
there it is.
There it is.
That's what I wanted.
Well, we're getting near the end here, so we're going to hear just a little bit about EDF before we get to those emails.
EDF, the sponsor of Doug's Hot Take Gloves. Do you want to support the EDF Group as a sponsor of TMA? It's real simple. Do you have a fire extinguisher where you work? The answer is yes, you certainly do. So please email the EDF Group at fire@theedfgroup.com so a technician can come out and explain to your team how the EDF Group can save your company money. Again, that email address is fire@theedfgroup.com. The EDF Group is hot and will prevent your facility from having hot fires. Experience the EDF Group difference. Learn more at theedfgroup.com. It's EDF, the EDF Group, sponsor of Doug's Hot Take Gloves on TMA. Mm-hmm. These gloves have saved me from being singed many times. When the takes get too hot, someone delivers a hot take, I need to put the gloves on.
Wait, those are new. I think the last time I was here, they were red.
Well, yeah, I've had a couple different.
Can I?
Yes,
I don't want.
The takes were so hot that
your
it changed the color
get
pattern
hot
on them.
putting them in there.
What are these rings on here?
I guess that's their logo. That's the company logo.
Nice work today, boys. Best part of the show were Tim's reads. That's from Mr. Big Cream. I agree. It felt
fair point.
It felt good to have him here, even in live reads, if he couldn't be here in person. And you got to hope that him and Jackson are just tearing it up out there right now.
Well, they might be. They might be.
Question about the mitts.
Yeah.
Do you wear them with the colors on the inside, or do you wear them?
You can go either way. That's the beauty
Really?
of it. Either way, depending on how hot the
Switch
takes
hitter?
are.
Yeah, I guess that's a fair point.
If they're really hot, you want the black part to touch the microphone. So if it's damaged, melted, it won't destroy the colorful logo.
Could I take these home for the weekend?
If you'd like, you can. Yeah.
Boy, thank you.
Ken says we're going to kick your ass like he knows his team has been sandbagging and has this one easily. That's from the Slippery Turtle. Those sandbagging allegations have just been being thrown around willy-nilly.
Really doesn't sandbag, so whatever.
Okay,
I don't think Iggy's a sandbagger. I think he's a legit what?
No, he's.
I don't think he's talking about Iggy. I think he's talking about Cletus.
Oh well, everybody can come to their own conclusion on that.
Probably should.
Can't you just buy like 2 steaks at Omaha Steak?
What?
What does that mean?
Where'd that come from?
Because I got
You're back on Facebook, aren't you?
No, you build up points at Maryland in Pavilion Apartments. You know, you take these polls and you build up points, and then after you get a certain amount of points, you can redeem them for things.
This is where you live.
Yeah, and they
Pavilion
had nothing I really
Steaks is
wanted.
one of the
They
things
had
you can
nothing I
redeem.
really wanted. But they had a $50 gift certificate to Omaha Steaks. I said, well, I'll eat steaks, so I'll do that. Everything on here is like a package for $99, a package for $129. I just want a couple of steaks.
Yeah. You're a victim.
I mean, I can't use the $50.
No.
So I'm not going to buy something for $100. That means I got to spend $50.
Can you get a couple wieners?
No, everything's a package. Give me a couple ribeyes.
So now you're upset by this.
I am. I just wasted $50.
All right, Iggy. Favorite steakhouse in St. Louis?
Charcoal House.
Wow, you're old school. I like it.
And their steaks are just unbleevable.
And they got
As
the
I've
ball
said,
pit and
they don't
everything.
spend any money on the show. They are a little overpriced. But they have the strip steak there is the best I've ever had.
KG, favorite steakhouse?
Tucker's? I don't know. I don't eat a lot of steak.
Is Tucker's a steakhouse?
Is it?
No, they have a
like
great steak.
sports bar.
No, Tucker's is a
Maybe not
nice
a sports bar, but just
yeah, but they have a
local
nice little
They have a good
area
steak.
restaurant with great steaks.
Okay, Doug.
I like Sam's Steakhouse.
Sure,
good
South
one, too.
County.
Right there by Grant's Farm.
Yes,
Yeah.
great choice.
Kind of old school. It looks like what
Yeah, it
you're
is old
walking
school.
into 1950 when you go in there.
It feels like something out of Goodfellas a little bit.
Yeah,
My dad,
Outback Steakhouse got a good salad.
my
Yes,
dad
they do.
worked there, and my uncle owned that when it was
Oh, we did.
Slay's Grantwood. And then Sam Andrea from Andrea's came in and was part owner, and they changed it to Sam's Steakhouse. I think they're still owners there, the Andreas.
Omaha Steaks is the 9 lives of beef, typical for a FEMA trailer dweller. That's from the Veiled Prophet.
Well, I got a gift certificate for there.
Steak hijacking. Oh my God. Little Beer Cats. Is he having a stroke? Hijack alert. Please take him out back and shoot him like Old Yeller. That's from Slippery Turtle.
Come on.
Well, we have steaks in St. Louis. Where you live there in Oakville, they use, your
How do you know where he lives?
Well, because I know where he lives. That's where
you do.
We're Beer Cats now. Beer Cats moved to St. Louis, but I think the Little Beer Cats probably still lives over in Podunk, Illinois.
Oh,
where your meal of the day is whatever you find on the road. Hey, look, possum tonight.
Oh,
Iggy, have you ever had the steak at Tubby's Bowling Alley in St. Charles? The old Rams conditioning coach used to bring all the rookies there. No joke. That's from William Howard Tuft.
No, Tubby's is great. It's inside Plaza Bowl. I've had barbecue over there. I've never had the steak over there. Yeah, Tubby's is great over there at Plaza Bowl.
Is it?
We heard from Little Beer Cats. Big Beer Cats is checking in, says Tucker's and Soulard is absolutely a steakhouse. Also, what's the projected cut? I think Nagel is in trouble at plus 13.
Yeah,
I would say he's in trouble.
I think
Thanks
it's
for that
gonna,
update.
I think it's going to go to.
Obvious.
I think it's going to go to 5.
Hold on. Tucker's is a steakhouse? I'm not saying I just have never had a steak there. I've eaten there. We used to do remotes there for Nick and the Badger.
I think there's one in South County.
Yes, that's where we
Near
did
the
it.
mall.
And
West
there's
County?
one out down Manchester.
Yeah.
I've always considered it a restaurant more than a
Yes,
bar.
I agree. I don't think it's a steakhouse per se.
Well, they serve steak. It's a great steak.
Yeah, but
I
it's
wouldn't
not a
consider it a steakhouse.
And what was your favorite there? Beef?
So I got wrapped into Ruth Chris because it was because when I went to school in Mobile, that was literally the only steakhouse in town, and I just love that when they bring it out and it's still simmering and the garlic mashed potatoes, and so I'm Ruth Chris through and through. Now a close second would be Annie Gunn's.
Yeah,
that's funny you say that because my brother Skip, who was at Sugar Fire forever, went to work at Ruth Chris's.
Yeah,
and his wife, my sister-in-law, works at Annie Gunn's.
Now
You can't really go wrong with you.
I have trouble saying Ruth's Chris.
Yeah, how is it pronounced? Is it Ruth Chris's or Ruth Chris?
Why would they pick
Ruth's Chris?
such an odd name?
Ruth's Chris?
Yeah, the
So
first is the
apostrophe is off the Ruth.
S.
What does that even mean?
Well, it was a lady from Louisiana named Ruth originally, and then it obviously got so big it turned into a chain, from what I understand, because I have some friends from Louisiana. But boy, it's dynamic steak.
Ruth's Chris. Who the hell is Chris?
I don't know.
Fleming's is pretty good down there in Lindbergh.
Not bad.
Kind of.
And
off into the corner.
what's the one in
Citizen
Kirkwood?
Kane
Yes,
in Kirkwood.
that's a good one.
Well, if you were looking to get to Kirkwood or Oakville or South County, wherever, and you were going to buy a new house, there's only one guy that I think you would call.
I would say Jeff Lotman.
That's the one, Doug.
Top of the list.
If you are in the market to buy a home, if you are in the market to sell your home, I would like to recommend our text inbox sponsor on TMA, Jeff Lotman, online at JEFFLOTTMANN.com. That's Jeff Lotman with Compass.
We lost it there.
Did we lose Jeff?
I don't know.
That's not my
sing.
If you are in the market to buy a home, if you are in the market to sell your home, I would like to recommend our text inbox sponsor on TMA, Jeff Lotman, online at JEFFLOTTMANN.com. That's Jeff Lotman with Compass Realty, and he made the switch to Compass Realty because it's the #1 luxury real estate broker in St. Louis, and he is all about the luxury experience. Luxury is not about a price point. It's about an experience, about what he can provide, and he has been selling real estate in St. Louis and helping buyers in St. Louis for 22 years, $500 million worth of sales. So, you start to think about spring, you start to think about the time to put your house up for sale, or you're looking to buy a home, get the person who knows the market, Jeff Lotman, JEFFLOTTMANN.com. That's Jeff Lotman, online at jefflotman.com, JEFFLOTTMANN.com. Jeff Lotman with Compass Realty.
And that first one was on me. I clicked off, and I didn't realize it was going to stop you.
God.
I'm learning on the fly.
Do we
here,
ever
Doug.
miss Plowsy or what?
Let's get it together a little bit.
When's the last time I was in this seat, Doug?
Oh, I don't know.
I had one of the most hole-puckering moments of my life in this very chair.
What happened?
You guys were out at Norwood.
Oh, I remember that, yeah.
For that live remote, and I was in here captaining the plane from back here in the studio, and a golf cart, I think, pulled a wire out or something, and all of a sudden, just dead air. I can't hear you guys. You can't hear me. We're still live on the air, so I had to sack up and grab this mic and make it my own. And for a few minutes there, that was some of the most harrowing moments of my time on this earth.
What did you talk about?
I think I just read text, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, I'm trying to talk to Jackson via text. Didn't know if I should throw to a break. It was chaos. Controlled chaos.
Isn't it odd that in your normal day-to-day life, you talk all day long and don't think anything about it, and then as soon as you absolutely have to talk with a microphone in front of you, you think, well, what am I going to say?
Well, and don't they say that public speaking is like the most feared thing in the world? Like it's the number one fear.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, which is odd because like you said, every single day you have to speak to people all over the place.
Yeah, just not 500 at a time.
Oh, we don't have that many here.
No, we don't. No, we have 14.
There's no way.
14.
Yeah,
That's our
that
magic number.
That sounds a little bit more accurate.
Do you dislike public speaking?
No, I was always
mind?
able to handle it. I mean, I took public speaking classes in school too, but I got a big mouth, so it's.
I think either it doesn't bother you at all or it terrifies you. There's probably not.
There's no middle ground. Yeah.
And the key, of course, is just to be prepared.
Yeah.
Because if anybody gets thrown in front of a microphone in front of a crowd and has not prepared what they're going to say, it would be frightening. But if you know what you're going to say and talk about something you know about, it's much easier.
Yeah, and if you don't have a lot of experience, there is that adrenaline rush that it comes up that's very unique. It gets your juices flowing. I'm sure that's probably what you felt that day.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I was just filtering emails, so I don't know what you were just saying.
Well, that goes along with this program.
Yeah.
How many emails do we have?
Let's see. We've got...
We have a lot?
6 or so.
Okay.
And I want to make sure we have time to get to all of them.
Okay.
We were pressed yesterday up against it a bit.
Yeah, so we should probably go then.
Yeah. Well, we got one more little spot here that we're going to hear.
We do?
Okay.
Prestige Pools.
I need a pool.
Yeah, I'd like one of those.
Final weekend of Prestige Pools and Spa's giant hot tub and swim spa sale at Mid-Rivers Mall. Time to get that hot tub you've always wanted. Take advantage of one of the biggest discounts ever offered, plus special financing and additional savings on floor models. Spas are in stock for quick delivery, plus for every spa that is sold, Prestige Pools and Spas will donate $100 to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Located at Mid-Rivers Mall in between Macy's and Best Buy, it's the final weekend of the Prestige Pools and Spas giant hot tub and swim spa sale.
All right, I think we've taken care of all the business that we need to. And
that's good.
I'm just curious here. Usually we have to be out. We got a hard out at 10 so that Jackson and Tim can get down the hall to Balloon Party. And I'm not saying I want to keep us here longer. I'm just asking in theory. We don't have as hard of an out when they're not here, correct? So if we went to 10:01 or 10:02...
I would think that'd be fine.
Yeah.
We often do.
Curious. Yeah.
We often do go to 10:01.
You want to do another hour?
No.
Okay.
I don't want to do another 5 minutes.
Hey, come on.
You can go. You don't have to stay.
You're not feeling it today?
No,
It's Friday.
It's almost 10 o'clock. Do the emails and have a good Father's Day.
Amen.
Okay.
How many emails we got? 6?
Who's reading them?
I'm going to read them.
Okay,
I'm the
good.
only one with access to the computer.
All right.
I've got 7 here.
Okay, just start reading them.
Are they all PG rated?
What was that rating? PG?
PG.
13, probably.
Probably a 13 would probably be more appropriate.
I don't want to get you in any trouble.
Now we can't hear you as well. The microphone's off to the side.
How about that,
That's
Doug?
better.
All right, I'm going to get this email of the day. Bed music ready.
Okay. Well, there's a lot to do over there.
It's time for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day.
All right, hit the lever.
What's the prize today, Doug?
Probably nothing.
All right.
We don't have any prizes, do we? We don't have any stamps to get the prize.
The Plowboy 8th t-shirt?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm just going to workshop this on the fly.
Okay, go for it.
I'm worried here because when I clicked off before, it stopped
the
what was
music.
playing in Adobe, so I'm worried if I click to the email, that's what's going to happen. We're going to find out.
All right.
Yeah, let it fly.
It did. It stopped.
We don't need music.
Good gracious.
No, we don't have to have the music.
No, just
All right.
your beautiful voice.
Morning, gents. Great show today. Beef was an excellent point man. Well done. And they won't be calling him to text Kurt. They won't be calling him no text. Kurt, the chairman, definitely has his fingers on the pulse. Really enjoyed Doug's Tales from the Ballpark. I can't believe Doug was shoving hot dogs in his mouth 2 at a time and got them logged in his chest region like Tommy Boy and had to drink from the bathroom faucet like a little kitty cat.
Yeah.
Also enjoyed Iggy berating Doug for going to the game in the heat and saying you could get all the information you need from reading the paper, then asking about Keller getting hurt and taken out of the game, which of course didn't happen. Don't blame Kin, though. It's nothing he did. He did his job.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of doing his job, love how the Strode man will do anything for Hubbard, but I guess that doesn't include getting show emails because he's tired of reading things about him coughing directly into the mic.
Oh.
Must not include helping with the show's live reads either, since the second a live read started, Iggy bolted from the studio to get his extra 8 minutes and 20 seconds of Siggy time. But he did manage to come back in time to mumble through some Cure for us on the return. I would say never change, Iggy, but we know there's zero chance of you changing. Viva la Strode, that's from the big boss of North County.
Well, that made no sense. Never change, but you know there's no chance of that because you're never going to change. That made absolutely no sense.
Big boss, North County, has Iggy 10% crestfallen.
Hey, everybody. It is always great to have a guest run point, so it can be another day packed Mr. Strode stories and accolades. Some of those have not been heard since Liv was in studio last week. Great job today, Michael. And KG killed it, including the always entertaining drops of the week. It all worked out. And Kin would do anything for the station other than helping out when the station has a thin dais because he doesn't want to make a mistake and refuses to learn anything new. That's from Shooter McGavin, the vice president of the LPGA annual Caddy Swim Party from 1 to 1:15.
Shooter McGavin, 15% crestfallen.
Wellington, more like a Swellington, because that dude has been giving me a massive chubby all morning. But this email is about the first time I watched some hot guy-on-guy anal.
Oh.
Good Lord.
Gosh.
It was our annual neighborhood subdivision summer kickoff. All the moms went inside to watch Flamingo Road, and the dads were all ready for the traditional biggest penis on the street contest.
Okay.
My buddies Butchie and Tommy had a side bet. Butchie went with Mr. Sullentrop. He had won 3 years in a row and seemed like a shoo-in, but Tommy knew a lot about Guy's body. Old Butchie had forget about the ring camps moving in, and Mr. Ring Camp was a tall drink of water. Kind of had a Buddy Ebsen thing going on. Doug, who's Buddy Ebsen?
He played
Jed Clampett.
Yeah, Jed Clampett, Beverly Hillbillies.
And he was the lawyer. What was it? Barnaby Jones?
Barnaby Jones.
Yeah. Ooh, funny you say that. Not the clean-cut Barnaby Jones, Buddy Ebsen.
Yeah.
The scruffy Jed Clampett. But see, if I would have just kept reading, I would have answered that myself.
Well, this show was on like 60 years ago.
So Tommy was all in. As they put their meat on the picnic table, we all just gasped because we all knew Butchie was about to take...
Okay, that's enough!
Go ahead, Doug.
Take an anal pounding from a foot long.
That's plenty!
He sat crossed applesauce on Mr. Ringcamp's man lap for maximum penetration.
Oh.
Butchie was screaming from the get-go, and the craziest thing happened. Butchie lost control of his faculties and gave us all a golden shower.
Oh. You can't read stuff like this.
Just drenching the entire crowd. And that's the story of the time Mr. Ringcamp bruised Butchie's kidneys from the inside. That's from Throw Ted.
Throw Ted?
Well, he's new.
How many times can you have a first time? It's like the 9th time he's had a first time seeing anal.
Sup? It might be the JV squad, but you dirty boys still brought the heat. Cardinals, soaring. U.S. Open, lots of strokes. I sure miss Timmy. He's the god of HD2. Pale, kind of love him too. The Kin hijacks were sure hot today. Love you, kiddo. KG, job well done, my babes. Doug, so sexy. Welly, well, you got me swelly, you yummy boy.
Oh.
Anyways, time to tee off. Stroking, flopping, and flocking. That's Flocky the Smurf. P.S. The safe word of the day is nipple.
Flocky the Smurf.
Congrats, boys. I'm not sure how you did it, but you made it through a whole show without burning down the Hubbard building. Sure, we couldn't hear the drops, and the lead story included Iggy discussing his ancient dong as he sits down to pee, but at least it wasn't dead air. I must admit, I didn't think I'd hear about an elderly renter's uncut morning erection releasing brine, but I kind of like the story.
Gosh.
What did we learn today? We learned that everything Doug does is sexy, even when he refills his $7 water bottle with hot Busch Stadium bathroom sink water like a true Kirkwood pour.
Yeah.
We also learned that Wellington is talented and charming and living proof that literally anyone off the street can come in and run point on this Shishawali show.
True.
I must admit, I did check out for a while during Iggy's 10-minute pro bono Plug-Ola commercial for his own Cameo services.
Just got another one.
Inexplicably, when I turned the show back on, he was still doing a free live read for his personal side hustle. As much as it hurt my eardrums, the old man's persistent coughing, ice cubes rattling, door slamming, and nose whistles didn't bother me because at least we could hear something as opposed to the awkward stretch of today's show when you guys silently passed around a cell phone so you could look at KG's dating apps.
Yeah.
The most surprising part of today's show was actually the start of segment 2 when I saw Welly sitting in the studio. I really thought he would come to his senses and sneak out during the first commercial break. Surely I wasn't the only one who noticed Michael's eyes repeatedly glancing at the door as he contemplated sprinting out of the studio and running far, far away as Iggy talked about cuddling with Robert Smith. So again, I say, congrats. You did it.
Mm-hmm.
Have a great weekend, everybody. That's the JV golf coach.
JV golf coach. With some nice words for us.
And finally, thank you, Michael, for coming in and running point today for zero compensation. God forbid the guy getting paid to be there who has worked in radio for over 30 years be expected to keep track of who sponsors the show. No Pearl Jam show this week, but I'll be seeing them in August and September at Deer Creek in Indy, Wrigley Field in Chicago, and MSG in NYC.
Wow, must be nice.
Might grab a beer with Lisa Ann while I'm in the city. It's so silly that Iggy ran her off from our presentation with his bad joke and tweet that he meant to be a DM. Today's show is sponsored by Blueberry Hill. Not for sure if the trolley is running, as it only runs for a few weeks a year, and even then it breaks down quite frequently. But come on down and find a parking spot. Be sure to leave your doors unlocked and windows down to avoid any damage when the criminals come to raid your car for guns. We're also sponsored by Cousin Hugo's. Yeah. It's not called that anymore, but Iggy cheated on his girlfriend who worked there by having sex with her friend who was taking a bath. Now let me ask you a question about this Father's Day Cameo cuck. It's not Plug-Ola because I'm asking it in the form of a question. I didn't ask a question, but that don't matter.
No, it doesn't.
How many pan coins you got now, bitch?
Oh.
That's from Buck
Nice
Swope.
little email, Buck Swope.
And that's what we have for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day.
Well, there's a couple good ones.
Doug, what you got?
There were a couple good ones. Since he doesn't text in very often, but when he does, it's pretty good. I'm going to vote for a fellow by the name of Flocky the Smurf.
Flocky the Smurf with your vote.
Yeah.
I think it's a no-brainer today, JV golf coach.
JV golf coach with the vote from Iggy. So that brings it to our gracious host, Michael Wellington. What do you got?
It's tough. I do want to salute Buck Swope for his ability to capture the present moment with each of these shows, especially today. But I got to tell you, the creative writing prowess of the new Throw Ted is my choice. So that means, can you break the tie?
That makes me the Speaker of the House.
Please.
And I try to avoid doing this ever in my life, but I'm going to agree with Iggy, and I'm going to go with the JV golf coach.
And there it is.
Ding, 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 ding.
Wow. That's exciting.
It's thrilling.
Congratulations.
He's now tied for the lead with Buck Swope. Oh, my. A late birdie.
It's going to be an interesting couple of weeks here as June winds down, fellas.
Yep. And we made it. We made it to the end.
Well, thank you guys for filling in.
And now me and Jackson are going to go down the hall and get it handed to us, though.
No, you're not on that show.
Oh, that's right.
We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Happy Father's Day to everybody.
Happy Father's Day, everybody. Thanks for being a part of it today with us. For the great Doug Vaughn, for our host, Michael Wellington, for Carnegie Strode, for my brother, Kevin, I am Chairman Kurt. This has been TMA, presented by Brown and Crouppen.
Want to take on some legends of TMA?
Sound the same to someone who gives a damn about the best fans in baseball! Tired of it!
The show's so great. Will there be a little speaker system out behind the dumpster? So in case you're servicing me, I'll be able to hear my name.
Then nominate yourself to be this month's TMA Listener of the Month. And if you win, you'll get recognition and other stuff. Sometimes all you have to do to win the prize is be a female.
All it takes is one fake girl to just throw this show completely off course.
Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information at TMASTL.com. The TMA Listener of the Month Club, quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro. Find out more at TMASTL.com.
When we think of a real estate agent, we think of somebody simply selling our